Good evening and welcome to Buzz Bowling Arena. Tonight it is North Little Rock and Conway in a 6A Central matchup. Always a great game when these two teams get together. A lot of familiarity. They played earlier this year. Conway getting the win at North Little Rock in the girls' game, and that'll be coming up first, of course, here between the Lady Charging Wildcats and your Lady Wampus Cats. We pause now for the national anthem. The Courtside Cats with tonight's rendition of the national anthem. Jeff Matthews and Levi Gilbert with you tonight. The Lady Charging Wildcats 11-11 overall. They're 4-4 in the 6A Central. The Lady Cats are 18-4 overall. They're 7-1 in conference play. But Levi, this is a beat-up Lady Cat team. They're down another starter.
Yeah, that injury bug has struck again. Last time we saw this Lady Cats team at home, at the very end of that game against Bryant, Savannah Scott went down with what is a really bad ankle sprain. So not anything broken, not a high ankle sprain, but enough to sideline her for what they're expecting to be at least 2 weeks, maybe even until the state tournament. So now you're without two of your starters, and neither one of them expected back until we get to the state tournament in Bryant.
And not only two starters, but two Division I level starters, and Jaden Thomas and Savannah Scott both will play some pretty high levels of college basketball in a couple of years, but they are out until we get into March. The starting lineup's been introduced. First for the North Little Rock Lady Charging Wildcats, Aaron Freeman, April Edwards, Kalina Foster, Destiny Duckworth, and Amari Williams starting for Daryl Fimple. Now we'll join Tim Roach for the starters for your Lady Cats.
Conway Lady Wampus Cats. At guard, a 5'4" senior, number 3, Lydia York. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 21, Tiana Rector. At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 4, Jada Beckham. At guard, a 5'9" freshman, number 13, Chloe Party. And at center, a 6-foot junior, number 25, Haley Malcolm. Lady Cats are coached by Ashley Hutchcraft and assisted by LaShanta Johnson.
Public address announcer Tim Roach handling the starting lineups for the Lady Cats. They're playing good ball, 18-4 overall, 7-1 in conference play. The only loss was to Fort Smith Northside at their place, which a week from tonight they get a chance to revenge that. This team and the chemistry of it is something we've talked about often, not only this year but through the years. It's going to be as important as anything. You see, and maybe we can't see it from on the TV screen because of where she is standing right now, but Jaden Thomas is talking to Coach Hutchcraft, and on her shirt says family. It's got the Wampus Cat logo. It is a family. What do families do? They pick each other up, and they're going to have to, missing these two starters.
Well, they've already played all of this conference season without Jaden Thomas.
That's right.
And they've managed to secure, at the moment, the number 2 seed in the 6A Central. So can they do it without the big center, Savannah Scott?
Haley Malcolm is the player who is replacing the injured Savannah Scott. She gets a big offensive rebound, hands it off to Chloe Clardy, who scores. And we'll go to the free throw line just 14 seconds into the game. Kalina Foster whistled for the foul. That is her first and the first team foul.
And if we've been saying unleash the freshmen all conference season, we are really saying it now. Now that you have Savannah Scott and Jaden Thomas both out, you're two of the three biggest offensive production players for the Lady Cats. Now it's going to be even more heavily on Chloe Clardy's shoulders.
Haley Malcolm whistled for a personal foul there, and that could very easily be a pretty big storyline tonight, as we want to make sure that we keep Haley Malcolm out of foul trouble. First free throw is missed by Amari Williams. She's their best player. Amari is a sophomore. She's the young lady whose name you may remember from a year ago. She has been offered by the Razorbacks and by everybody else for that matter, practically. She was offered by the Razorbacks in her 8th grade season, and she was tried out for the 16 and under USA Olympic team. I mean, she's decorated, and she and Chloe Clardy have played a ton of summer ball together, so they know each other, and these are two that you will see play at the next level for certain. Number 32 is who we're talking about for North Little Rock, and number 13, of course, for your Lady Cats and Chloe Clardy. Jada Pickens can't get the shot to go. Top of the key, that's Williams. Three-pointer is short. Jada Pickens got a fingertip on it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, back in January, Williams had 13 points. You expect that those numbers will probably be a little bit higher tonight, but can you contain everyone else? That's the big key tonight for this Lady Cat defense, is let Williams get hers. Haley Malcolm's going to do a great job defensively, but you're really going to have to contain everybody else.
Starter Kalina Foster, 5'9" guard, coming off a 25-point game against Little Rock Central. In the first minute of the game here, she picks up 2 personal fouls. Clardy, dish to Malcolm. Haley.
Malcolm.
5-1 early on. When these teams played a month ago, it was a big win for Conway. They, in fact, scored the first 16 points of the game and won 76-47. That was with Savannah Scott. It was without Jaden Thomas, who we talked about, but how will the presence of Savannah Scott not being there, how will that affect the outcome? So far, Haley Malcolm's doing a good job in her place. Chloe Clardy scoring there. It's 7-1 early on.
Yeah, Malcolm's looked really good early here in the first quarter. 2 points, had a block on North Little Rock's last possession.
Had an assist to Chloe Clardy in the first parts of the moment.
And
Foul's
now
going to be called on 15, 25.
And that's her second.
Her second team second. At the line to shoot to Aaron Freeman.
And it looks like she's going to stay on the court.
Now there's somebody there at the scorer's table. 2 free throws, so they'll be whistled in between them here, and it's going to be Galena King. Peyton Fimple steps in, daughter of head coach Daryl Fimple. So the Lady Cats have gone from a 6'3" center and Savannah Scott to a 6-foot center, and Haley Malcolm to a 5'9" center. And so we are giving up some size. Galena King will. The problem with that, of course, is who's going to play Amari Williams defensively. Amari Williams is a 6'4" sophomore with scholarship offers from pretty much everybody, and our tallest player on the court is going to be a 5'9" forward. Have to protect against that. Whistle and a foul. That'll be the 3rd team foul.
When you have to go small like this, if you're Conway, you just hope that 3 ball's falling good tonight.
Destiny Duckworth whistled for the foul. King to T. Rector. Step back, can't get it to go.
Good job by King getting position on Williams.
They're going to call that on Conway.
Come on.
It's Jada Pickens. Her first, and the 3rd team foul. Watch what they do with number 32 down in the corner. She's their best player. She's 6'4" and has a significant size advantage. Didn't matter there as the rebound comes down to the Lady Cats. Jada Pickens will go to the line. She'll shoot 2.
Good decision there from your senior. She saw Chloe Clardy out on the left wing and knew she had a step. Now she'll go to the free throw line. Free throw line's already playing a factor here. If North Little Rock has made some of their free throws, this game would be a lot closer right now.
Jada Pickens, a 78% free throw shooter on the year. She's one of 2 Lady Cats that are averaging in double figures that are available tonight. Chloe Clardy averaging 21 a game on the season. Jada averaging 11. Amari Williams, up and in. She's got 3. Clardy, tough off the glass and in. Chloe Clardy, freshman, has 7 points. Foul called on April Edwards. That is her first. There have already been 8 personal fouls called, and we have played just barely 3 minutes. Timeout on the court. We'll take it with the teams. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Court. Lady Cats breaking their huddle, leading 11-3, 3 minutes and 6 seconds in, and yeah, eight fouls already called. That's a lot.
It is a lot. I was watching this crew during the Conway boys JV game. A lot of fouls in that game as well.
That was a thrilling game. It didn't go our way, but exciting to the end.
It did get me excited because the crowd was getting loud in that game, so expect to hear them get even louder in these next 2 games.
Williams with the offensive glass, up and in. Destiny Duckworth had a shot at it. Couldn't get it to fall. Williams has 5. Clardy to Jada Pickens. Soft shot won't go. Rebound, fought for. But a foul or a jump ball?
Looked like
everybody's waiting.
Yeah, it looked like Helena King had position. And they are going to call it against Williams.
Amari Williams whistled for her first. Coach Darryl Fimple not pleased with the call. Brother of our head football coach, Keith Fimple. Helena King, the left hand, and that's going to be the 2nd personal foul on Amari Williams.
2nd in about 5 seconds.
And what that's also going to do is for more than a quarter and a half, the Lady Cats are going to be at the free throw line. It's only 4:24 to play in the first quarter and already 7 personal fouls called.
I'll be honest with you, sometimes when we're doing these games, I just get zoned in, and I didn't even know that we were still in the first quarter.
Yeah, no, we've only played 3.5 minutes. Helena King makes the free throw. 8-point lead for the Lady Cats.
I'm zoned in because these Lady Cats have been just playing so hard. Definitely outperforming with effort right now.
Well, this is the start of that stretch that they had the first time around where all these games were on the road. North Little Rock, Cabot, and then Fort Smith Northside. Now the return trip, and so these next 3 games are huge for both teams. And if they can get away, it's going to be a travel. You know, the ladies were able to go 2-1 on that stretch. And I guess the guys did too. No, they went 1-2 on that stretch.
They did.
And so, you know, hoping if they can go 2-1 or maybe even 3-0, these games being at home. Lady Cats are going to have Fort Smith Northside in next week, and all of their talent that'll get off the bus when they get here. Loose ball. Out to Pickens. Jada can't get it to go. Comes back to her. Chloe Clardy for three. Front of the rim, no good. Jada Pickens. Gonna draw the foul. 1 and 1. 1 and 1, that's what he said, but that at least resembled a shot, didn't it? April Edwards whistled for the foul. That is her second. So 3 starters for Coach Darryl Fimple with 2 personal fouls apiece. And we've still got 3:22 to play in the first quarter. So it will be I think they said 1 and 1.
I think you're right.
Sort of seemed like she was shooting. Second free throw is missed. Rebound down to the Lady Charging Wildcats. There have been some classic games between these two schools over the years. Some have gone our way, some have not gone our way. North Little Rock down a little bit. Aaron Freeman scores. Struggled to a 500 mark through 22 games, 11 and 11. Double dribble on Chloe Clardy. Gonna come back the other way.
What I call a true 500. 500 overall and 500 in conference play as well.
4 and 4 in conference play. It's unusual to look at the top 10 and not see the Darryl Fimple squad ranked, and at this point they are not. That doesn't mean that they can't do some damage in March. Freeman scores again, 5-point game.
Doesn't mean they can't do some damage tonight.
That's true too. Lady Cats looking to secure that 2 or the 1 or the 2 seed. So 1 seed still in play, but you definitely want the 1 or the 2. And they are in a good position to do that. They'll have to overcome these injuries though.
Yeah, they got a 3-game lead on this North Little Rock team. Just a 1-game lead over Cabot, who of course comes to Buzz Bowling Arena on Friday. That game's going to be hugely important.
And they're playing the winless Fort Smith Southside team tonight, so they're most likely going to get a victory there. So yeah, Friday night's game is enormous.
But even with 2 of your starters out, you still got to like these Lady Cats odds if they can just find a way to bear down and hold on through this home stretch over the next week and a half.
Maya Boxley checks in. Good defense. Kalena King steps in front of it. The outlet to Chloe Clardy, off the glass and in. Chloe's got 9.
It's the freshman just closing with some raw speed right there.
Good defense. Kalena King, back-to-back possessions. She gets a steal, but unfortunately got her feet tangled up a little bit and took a step, and turnover gives it back to North Little Rock. Jemiah Brown will await the pass from Kiriana Jones. That's Backus. Peyton Fimple. Good ball movement off the glass with the left hand is Destiny Duckworth. 16-11. About 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. T. Rector. She's been forced into that starting role that was vacated by Jaden Thomas. She's done a nice job. Gives Coach Hutchcraft some key minutes and some good leadership as a senior. Freeman off the glass, no good. The follow won't go. It's Jones who will go to the free throw line.
Personal foul on the Lady Cats, number 11.
Still talking about Rector. The contributions haven't been one-sided either. I mean, she's been doing it defensively and on the offensive end.
Jones, a 5'9" sophomore. First one rolls in. Carson Morgan checks in for North Little Rock. Also in Jazare Vick. King grabs the rebound. Lydia York wants 3. That looked good. Duckworth goes up high for the rebound. Minute to play, first quarter. North Little Rock and Conway tonight. Lady Cats playing without 2 starters. See who can step up and get this game under their belt and get ready for the Cabot and Fort Smith Northside stretch that'll happen over the course of a few days, Friday and Tuesday, into this week and a week from tonight. Lady Cats look like they'll go for one shot. Conway won big on Friday night at Fort Smith Southside. Goes out of bounds. Trying to burn off the clock, and instead a turnover. And North Little Rock will get the basketball. It's a 40-point victory.
It's been more than a few unforced errors here in the first quarter.
Yes. Backus to Duckworth. 4 seconds. Tipped away. Kalena King, another steal. Lydia York can't get it off in time, and the quarter will come to an end. 18-12 as Conway takes the 6-point lead into the second quarter. We will take 60 seconds and come back with the second quarter on Conway Court.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
DeBoard Electronics, a trusted name since 1952, is located at 650 Dave Ward Drive, 2 miles west of I-40. DeBoard Electronics offers state-of-the-art options to customize your Yamaha golf cart or your Polaris side-by-side and even your boat. With cutting-edge products, you will look good and sound good when you're cruising the water. So enjoy your time on the lake listening to your favorite tunes thanks to DeBoard Electronics, 650 Dave Ward Drive in Conway.
Through one quarter, a quarter that took a really long time. It's 18-12. Conway's got the lead.
Biggest difference has been free throw shooting here in the first half so far. Lady Cats are 6 of 7 from the free throw line. North Little Rock just 2 for 6. Neither team has made a three-pointer, both 0 for 4, and both teams with 5 turnovers.
Jada Pickens to the basket. Answers the basket by Jones. I think as we were both looking down at our stat sheet, we had our first three-pointer of the game. Score was 18-12, now it's 20-15. 5-point lead. Freeman to Duckworth off the glass. 3-point game. Kalena King, boy, what a great first quarter she had defensively. Offensive board. Lydia York, she'll back up. Thought about the three and thought about it long enough to pass it along.
Well, the plan's pretty simple if you're North Little Rock. Try and stop Chloe Clardy and make someone else beat you.
Kalena King filling up the stat sheet. And Chloe Clardy filling up the basket. She's got double figures now with 11. 22-17. Entry pass to Freeman. Be a foul? Nope, going to be a jump ball.
Into the ball game for Lady Wildcats, number 12, Desiree.
Held ball, and it belongs to Conway.
So T. Rector, fastest hands in the Central. It would
not the
sound
West.
better to say West,
Yeah.
but not accurate.
And if anything, we're accurate.
We try.
We do try. That's the goal. The standard is accuracy or entertainment. Kalena King thought about the baseline. Out to Pickens. Jada's got a step. Jada Pickens. The rim got in the way. Entry pass to Freeman. They'll get T-Rector that time. Those quick hands committing a foul, her first. Sixth team foul, so Conway with one more foul will send North Little Rock to the line for the bonus shots. Conway's been in the bonus because of North Little Rock's fouls for quite a while. Backus in the corner now. Back to her. Left-handers thought about it. Double team, some pressure. Knocked away. Chloe Clardy with the steal. Taken back, but over and back. Momentum took her over the end line. Zvick. Maya Boxley is going to check in. And Kalena King is out. Boy, what a great few minutes there for Kalena King. And she was the option when Haley Malcolm got into foul trouble. And she was the option because Savannah Scott hurt her ankle a week or so ago. And those were some important minutes there by Kalena King. Ooh, slow whistle. Second on Jada. So 1-1 upcoming.
It's like a defensive pass interference call there. A little reach in, a little hold, a little grab on the arm.
This is Ashanti Backus, 5'2" senior. See our Twitter handle there on the screen, 5 Sports Live. If you want to join us on the chat on YouTube or tweet at us, find us on Facebook. Really into the heart of the season now with 3 games the next week. Foul is called on Chloe Clardy. It's her first. We've got 3 games the next week. Tonight, Friday night, and Tuesday night, and then we've got Catholic Mount St. Mary game to come up, and then we'll be at the state tournament down in Bryant. This Lady Cat team, as good a year as they've had, and as good a year as they've had in the conference season, it's really been a story of untapped potential. You haven't seen their best team on the court yet.
Yeah, and if you're a Lady Cat fan, the hope is, at least what we're hearing, is you expect to have Savannah Scott and Jaden Thomas both back for the state tournament. That's still 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So, still a lot of basketball to play without them, but you get them both back at just the right time. What could this young and, this team, they don't know any better. They're going to go into that state tournament. They're just going to play some ball.
That's a good point.
Get your sophomore and your other freshman back. Who knows what could happen?
Yep. Shooter's roll on the second. It goes. 13 points for Chloe Clardy.
It kind of reminds me, and I think I said this to you earlier this week, reminds me a little bit about that 2014 team.
Yes.
That won it all with a young Alexis Tolfree and a young Jordan Danbury. Some younger players that didn't really know any better and just went in there and did something special.
Maya Boxley for 3. Talk about a couple of Lady Cats who've gone on to do some great things. Those two are having fantastic seasons, and their teams are having great seasons. Good to see the success that they're both having. 24-18 for this current version of the Lady Cats, and Jada Pickens with the steal. Jada will go to the free throw line. Second on the team in steals, first in the team in steals is Jada Pickens.
Actually called the travel on her.
Okay. So turnover there. Give it back to North Little Rock, trailing by 6. Yeah, Jada had 54 steals coming into the game. Good hands, so they are. T. Rector got it again. taken back. Aaron Freeman with the steal for North Little Rock. Too strong. And one. Count the basket, and they'll get Jada Pickens, and I believe that's going to be her third. It is. So Jada Pickens with 3. You wonder how long Coach Hutchcraft can leave her in.
We saw Conway play more physically in the first quarter. This North Little Rock team here in the second quarter, they have answered back.
Well, Daryl Fimple is as good a coach as there is in the state, and he was coaching them up as soon as that quarter ended. He saw some things he didn't like, and they have been a different ball club here in the second 8 minutes. Haley Malcolm is into the game as Jada Pickens had to come out with those 3 fouls, and so a little different look. Maya Boxley, Chloe Clardy, T. Rector, and Lydia York outside. Haley Malcolm will be the post player. Chloe's not going to miss those. She's got 15. Three and a half to play. First half. Freeman. Looked like there may have been a walk. Was not called. Coach Hutchcraft asking about it. 3-point game.
And right now, these Lady Cats just not getting position to have a chance at winning the rebound.
Lady Charging Wildcats still playing without their best player. Amari Williams picked up 2 fouls early on, and she's had to be on the bench. It's keyed a little bit of a comeback, though. Chloe Clardy. She has 17 in the first half, and the Lady Cats lead by 5. Foul will be called on Lydia York. 2 free throws will be upcoming for Jezere Vick.
We might see more of this bench than we've seen all year.
3 fouls on Jada Pickens, 2 on Lydia York, 2 on Haley Malcolm. Second free throw good. Peyton Fimple will check in. 5'2" junior guard. York off of her knee into the hands of Duckworth. 3-point game, 28-25. Freeman. Count the basket. Well, the fouls were very much in favor of Conway early, and that is completely flipped. More fouls called now on the Lady Cats than the Lady Charging Wildcats. The second on T. Rector. It's been 11 personal fouls called. And you talked about it. This is not a deep bench to begin with. And now we've got a tie ball game. You knew this stretch wasn't going to be easy. Backdoor to Lydia York. Good defense by Freeman. Travel.
And we haven't seen this team face much adversity in the games that we've done. Of course, the Northside game at Fort Smith back in January, they were in the game for the first 3 quarters and then fell out in the fourth.
Alex Jolivet's in.
But we haven't had to see him play from behind. Still haven't seen that happen yet.
3 seconds in the lane. If you look at their scores, their victories going back from the last game on: 70-29 over Southside, 63-50 over Bryant, 77-44 over Mount St. Mary, 73-36 over Central, until you get to that Northside game. The loss at Northside, 18-point win over Cabot. Knocking it down. Alex Jolivet. So yeah, you're right, Levi. You look at those numbers, and they have not been tested except for the Northside loss. And that was a game that had the ridiculous difference in penalties or fouls called. Three-pointer by Peyton Fimple is knocked down. Tied at 31. Clardy. Can't get it to fall. 1 minute to play in what's been a really entertaining first half. Good ball movement. Duckworth. No good. The offside rebound. Haley Malcolm comes out of there with it on the second miss. T. Rector. Foul. We're going to get a Shanti Backus for it. That's her first. And 2 free throws coming up for Tiana Rector. 56% free throw shooter on the year. Good look at the senior guard. Kalina King in for Haley Malcolm. Coach Hutchcraft pulling her off the court in these last 41 seconds so as not to pick up a cheap foul. They're going to need her in the second half because you know Amari Williams is going to come back on the court at some point too.
How about this 5 on the floor right now? It's not a 5 we've seen together.
Oh, we got Maya Boxley, Alex Jolivet, Kalina King, T. Rector, and Chloe Clardy. Good defense. Timeout. 30-second timeout called by Daryl Fimple. We'll take it with the teams on the court here. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Court.
This is my home, and here's my hot water heater, located right above my living room. And here's the mess it made when it leaked. Really leaked. Kind of throws off the ambiance, don't you think? Well, I stayed calm and called the experts at All Clean Restoration, so here it is. My living room before the water damage, and my living room after. Or as I like to think, my living room before All Clean, my living room after All Clean. All Clean Restoration, proudly serving all of Arkansas.
Courtside Cats here tonight. Hope you can hear them doing what the Courtside Cats do, which is provide a fantastic amount of atmosphere, entertainment, musical selections. It's always better with the Courtside Cats.
They're essential.
Agreed. Final 20 seconds of the first half. Peyton Fimple looks underneath for Duckworth. T. Rector doing T. Rector things.
Oh, man.
Stealing the basketball. Steps out of bounds, though, as she steals it. Fimple for 3. Shot that over Maya Boxley, knocked it down. North Little Rock leads by 3. Chloe Clardy at the buzzer. Big second quarter for North Little Rock. The visitors take a 3-point lead into the halftime locker room. It is time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp. Always on.
Three-point lead for North Little Rock as the third quarter gets underway. Lady Cats have scored a point since the third quarter got started, and it's 34-32. Conway led by 6 at the end of the first quarter, and a huge second quarter for North Little Rock has given Coach Darryl Fimple and his Lady Charging Wildcats the lead. They lead by 2 with 7:11 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, your Lady Cats just 1 of 8 from the three-point line in the first half. So difficult night shooting. And they've committed 9 turnovers in the first half, usually only average about 14 a game. So they're going to have to find a way to protect the ball and get that 3 ball to fall. And got to eliminate this foul trouble that we've been in.
Yeah, lots and lots of fouls. We'll hopefully keep everybody available. A couple of players playing with 3. Lady Charging Wildcats choosing to not bring their best player back in. Amari Williams had 2 early fouls called, and she came out, not on the court now.
And honestly, I don't know if there's any rush to.
No, not at all. Not the way they played the second quarter. Well, and as we say that, here she comes. But I completely get why Coach Fimple would have waited. They played a great second 8 minutes. Just inside the free throw line, a soft shot goes for April Edwards.
I mean, they played the entire second quarter without her, and were able to go on that run.
April Edwards just scored as a freshman. 9th grader that's starting and playing key minutes for Coach Fimple at North Little Rock. Spinning shot by Erin Freeman is good. She draws the foul.
You're kind of getting a flashback of the Lady Cats of the last few years without Savannah Scott, a big post presence in the middle. It just really limits what they're able to do, especially on a night like tonight when that 3 ball isn't falling. Become a little too one-dimensional.
We didn't get a chance to look at the first half stats, but if you can pull up how many, or maybe even mention it, how many 3-pointers did we hit? Just the one?
Just the one, yeah, Alex Jolivet, and so we were 1 for 8.
Wow. Clardy to the left hand, up and in. 19 points for the freshman, and it's a 2-point lead for the visitors. Fimple, the dish inside. Good help defense by Lydia York. Loose ball, tipped, out of bounds off Conway. And an injured North Little Rock player. There was a bit of a collision between the circles. And they'll take a moment to check on her. And while they do that, let's take a break ourselves here on Conway Corp.
We are Conway's legacy. Just like our family, Conway continues to grow and thrive.
And at Legacy Fencing, we will continue to maintain the level of quality and service that we've provided for the last 2 decades.
From our friendly and helpful office staff, to our outstanding installers, to our shop foremen, and even our college interns, fencing will not only be our legacy, but yours.
And that's why at Legacy Fencing we say, it's fencing for a lifetime.
In 1916, Smith Ford opened its doors in Conway and began building a legacy that today is over a century old and still going strong. Now let's put this into perspective. When Smith Ford started out, their cars looked like this. Today, they look like this. Outstanding customer service. At Smith Ford, they don't just say it, they define it. You just don't live to see 100 unless you're living right, eating right, or selling right. Smith Ford has been doing all 3 since 1916.
The injured North Little Rock player was Erin Freeman. She was able to walk off under her own power, so hopefully we'll see her back on the court very soon. 38-36. As North Little Rock has the lead, dish to Amari Williams. 2 tries at it. Second one is good. Lead out to 4. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 40-36. Just under 5 to go. There you go, 4:52, the clock running. That scoreboard clock at the top, thanks to our crew here. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. A lot of stuff going on the court as well. It's a busy Tuesday night here at Buzz Bowling Arena. Chloe Clardy spins, can't get it to fall. Haley Malcolm got both hands on it. Held ball is going to be in the possession of Conway. Clardy.
It's been a lot of that tonight. A lot of point blank shots. Not all of them easy. There's been a lot of contested shots at the rim, just haven't been able to get them to fall.
Destiny Duckworth with the mid-range jumper that goes and stretches the lead out to 6. Clardy, deep 3. And a full timeout going to be taken here by Coach Ashley Hutchcraft. We'll take it with them. We are halfway through the third quarter. We'll take a break now on Conway Court.
From setting the budget to signing the papers, we guide you through the home buying process and get you the key. Making better happen with First Security. .42-36 is our score. Lady Cats gathered around Coach Ashley Hutchcraft. Have to find a way to come back here. Led by 6 at the end of the first quarter, trailed by 3 at halftime, 34-31. And such a huge part of their game is gone when the 3 ball's not falling. One out of how many now?
1 out of 9, so
okay.
11%, and shooting just 37% overall. So pretty much all around, just a rough shooting night for your Lady Cats.
A quarter and a half to play. Clardy. Chloe Clardy with the basket. She's got 21 and will go to the free throw line. Big basket and a chance to get another one.
You know what impresses me so much with Clardy is just so even. You know, you can't tell when she's getting super pumped, when she's down. She's just steady. Just a steady presence out there on the floor.
Good shot there to see exactly what she sees. Front of the rim, no good on the free throw. It's a 4-point game. Peyton Fimplew's hit a couple of big 3-pointers in the game. Number 10, the dish from Williams. Inside to Destiny Duckworth. Haley Malcolm. Got ahead of the crowd, makes the basket.
It's 2 times tonight. Chloe has had an amazing dish to Malcolm.
Blocked by Haley Malcolm. Lydia York to Malcolm. Big couple of minutes here for Haley Malcolm. Both ends of the court. Foul. How about Haley Malcolm, the 6-foot junior, forced into the starting lineup. Then she gets 2 quick fouls and has to change her game a little bit. Comes out and gives a couple of minutes. It was actually just a couple possessions, happened within a minute. Huge. See her in the background there, number 25.
North Little Rock just shooting 50% tonight from the free throw line. Make that less than 50%, now 7 of 15. This game they'd have a pretty good cushion if they were shooting a little better from the free throw line.
Agreed. Front of the rim, the rebound to Williams. She'll miss the follow, and it's a 2-point game. Lady Cats catch a break there. Out to Malcolm. Chloe Clardy with the assist. Haley Malcolm, the good hands, and makes the basket. Tied at 44. Haley Malcolm standing her ground, and Amari Williams put a shoulder in her. Foul will be called on Malcolm. Actually, correction, that's going to be on Lydia York.
That's her third. So good. Malcolm was holding her ground. So
I'm telling you, Jeff, it was a good little break for us that foul went to Lydia York, because I think we're going to need Haley Malcolm down the stretch.
Agreed.
Guarding that one right there.
Amari Williams, again, her story was offered a scholarship by Mike Neighbors and the Arkansas Razorbacks when she was an 8th grader. She was invited to try out for the 16U USA Olympic team back in the summer. It was a mess. all of that that just happened. Only way to describe that.
Jada Pickens getting contact 2 times in a row, hitting the floor. No call.
So we've got 3 on Rector, 3 on Pickens, 3 on York, 3 on Malcolm. Nobody with 4 yet. But foul trouble all across the board for the Lady Cats. 2-point lead for North Little Rock. Again, this North Little Rock team, and if you've followed Lady Cat basketball even just through the course of our time broadcasting these games, there have been some classic matchups between these two schools. We've seen them play each other in the highest stakes that there are in high school basketball in the state. And so you expected the same. You looked at the records, though, and you thought, well, wait, that's not adding up, because North Little Rock just came in 11-11 and 4-4 overall, but they will play up to the level of their competition, and they are doing so tonight while the Lady Cats are battling so many injuries, so many injuries to key personnel, which has made for a really interesting game tonight, and one that the Lady Cats are going to have to battle from behind if they're going to get another victory. Haley Malcolm, what a huge night. 12 points now for Malcolm.
You know, when I asked Coach who was going to get the start with Savannah out, all she said to me was pretty simple. She said, Haley Malcolm's going to get the start. She can play. She'll do fine.
And she may have to sit. That is her 4th personal foul. And Maya Boxley is going to come in. So make a note of that. 2:08 in the 3rd quarter. And Haley Malcolm, such a huge 3rd quarter, has to sit down with 4 personal fouls.
Well, she had 6-8 points here just in this 3rd quarter alone.
Long rebound. 2 shots at it, no good. A 4th try at it. Jump ball, going to stay on this end.
Rebounding has been the other challenge for your Lady Cats tonight, just especially when they've had to play smaller. But it's also just been about getting position. They haven't done a great job of that tonight.
Lauren Hill in the game for the first time, 5'10" sophomore. Give the Lady Cats at least a little bit of size. Maya Boxley, 5'5" sophomore, comes off the court. She was shaking her hand. Looked like she got banged up a little bit. Clardy with the left hand, won't fall. And now a foul will be called on Chloe Clardy, and that is going to be her 3rd. Malcolm has 4, and then the other 4 starters for the Lady Cats all have 3. 3 on York, 3 on Pickens, 3 on Clardy, 3 on Rector.
That's also the 6th team foul for Conway here in the 2nd half. So from this point on, North Little Rock, with a lead, will be going to the free throw line.
Edwards to Backus. That's Edwards. She's one of their freshmen. We've got a couple of freshmen that are playing for Coach Fimple. 3-pointer by Backus, no good. Duckworth to Williams. Easy for Amari Williams. Minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Pickens. Doing her very own weave drill with the drill. And then a deep 3. That was all Jada Pickens. Wow. Like a Globetrotter thing going on there. That was great.
It was a little bit.
52-49. Final half minute of the third quarter. Williams using her size to her advantage to score. 20 seconds to play in the third. Clardy, bounce pass to Rector. Won't fall. Rebound. Lauren Hill gets it. They call 3 seconds in the lane on Lauren Hill. North Little Rock led by 3 at the end of the first half. They will have a lead of more than that going to the fourth quarter. Three-pointer by Edwards. Front of the rim, no good. North Little Rock put 20 points on the board in that quarter following a 22-point second quarter. 54-49. North Little Rock leads. 60 seconds and we're back with the fourth quarter on Conway Court.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-4696 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
Centennial Bank builds relationships. That's why our bankers roll up their sleeves to support Conway and Faulkner County. They are folks you know and value for mortgages, business loans, and all your personal banking needs. Community involvement and exceptional service from people you know. That's the Centennial Bank way. Centennial Bank's legacy started right here in Conway and is still growing. Centennial Bank, building legacies, one relationship at a time.
54-49, the Lady Cats trail as we go to the fourth quarter.
We're going to learn a lot about these Lady Cats here in these final 8 minutes as they are facing foul trouble, a 5-point deficit, just everything seeming to not go their way, but off to a good start already here in the fourth.
23 points on the night for Chloe Clardy. It's a 3-point game. Williams, and 1.
And that's their biggest challenge right now is there's just really no one on the floor that they can put out there to contend with Williams. So Williams sits out the majority of the first half. She's got fresh legs coming in to this final quarter.
She's a 6'4" sophomore that will pretty much have her choice of places to play college basketball. Five-point advantage for North Little Rock. Lydia York for 3. Loose ball, going to stay on this end. Conway is a game out of first place in the 6A Central. 7-1 record in the conference, a game behind Fort Smith Northside, a perfect 8-0 through the first 8 games. They will play tomorrow against Little Rock Central.
Yeah, that's a crazy story.
Cabot is a game behind Conway, and they are playing at Fort Smith Southside tonight. The Lady Mavericks are winless on the year. And then Bryant and North Little Rock are 2 games back, so there's a little bit of a cushion there, but Conway's got Cabot and Northside, the 2 teams that are right around them. So this was definitely a game, plus being a home game. You want to win your home games, and so this is a big game, very big game.
And you don't want to drop to the 3 because you don't want to go into the state tournament on the same side as Northside.
And that's the odd and even numbers. In a weird way, it's almost better to be 4 than it would be to be 3. Good ball movement, easy basket. And a timeout going to be taken. You mentioned the oddity of Fort Smith Northside and Little Rock Central. They are scheduled to play tonight, but they won't be playing tonight because of the flu. It's going around.
I mean, you're seeing schools all over the state having to close, and I guess it's hit Central High School. I know at my primary occupation, there are 2 people on my team alone that have flu type A, so I apologize for smelling like Clorox. I've just been dabbing it on my neck coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, we've had some folks at work who have been so lucky as to have both the A and then get the B.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's
like winning the lottery.
It's the daily double. Yes, it is. It is like winning the lottery, the flu lottery. But yeah, they postponed the game because I guess they're gonna the flu will be gone by tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's the strange
news.
thing to me is what's one more day going to give you, but
yeah.
Maybe some of the players are in that time frame where they're coming out of it, so maybe one day does make a difference.
Deep three. Jada Pickens knocking down a long three-pointer, her second. And it's a 6-point game, 60-54.
Channeling her inner Lex Tolfrey
yeah,
right there.
That's her range, exactly. Timeout taken by Coach Fimple. All right, 6-point game, timeout on the court. We will take it with the teams here. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Court.
Hey, welcome to David's. I'm Alan Bubbas, and this is my father, David Bubbas. We want to welcome you in to try our great beef, grade A choice chuck that you can see in display, all you can eat fries, and a little ice cream at the end. Come experience some of the cutest kids. Bring your cute kids too. We'd love to serve you. At David's Burgers, we're proud supporters of the Call in Arkansas.
And you can find out more online about ways to get involved.
All right, 6-point lead for the visitors, 60-54. North Little Rock, again, comes into this game 500 team, 11-11 on the season, 4-4 in the conference. But they are playing better right now of the two teams on the court, have a 6-point lead.
Well, it's just such a rough matchup coming into tonight for Conway with your star post freshman player in Savannah Scott out because of injury. And then that just opens up so much for Williams on the North Little Rock side. And she didn't even play for most of the first half, but she has been dominant here in the second half.
What you're missing when you've got Savannah Scott on the sideline is 7.5 points a game, 6.5 rebounds a game. But she leads the team by about 20 in terms of blocked shots. And this is a team that gets their hands on a lot of passes and a lot of shots. She's got 35 blocks on the year. And just the difference maker that she is underneath. That being gone has changed the look of this team. Kalena King, too strong on the three-pointer.
Well, and Williams has 16 points, but that's basically in the second half.
Yeah.
And she only had, I think, 13 points the last time these two teams played.
Yeah, 12 points, 7 rebounds in that first time that the teams met. Freeman. Lead is out to 8. Aaron Freeman injured earlier.
Yeah, she's had a rough go of it tonight.
I believe it may have been her mother that was out on the court earlier and checked on her daughter when she was hurt. And Coach Fimple walked out, his assistant and a trainer had their arm around Aaron Freeman, walking her off the court. At the same time, Coach Fimple had his arm around the mom, talking to her as they were walking off the court, and they were laughing, and so everything was fine. But, it's something that we don't get to see often because we just see these teams when the lights are on. But, man, how they get to know each other and how important these coaches are to the development of our kids. And we know the Fimple family is as good as they get. We've seen it watching Coach Darryl Fimple for years, but now the past few years, up close, front row seats to watch how Keith Fimple runs a program. We're better having a Fimple amongst us, I believe. 62-54. Lady Cat's going to have to find a way to come back, and it begins on the defensive end. T. Rector. Got it. Not the prettiest shot. They don't count looks. It went through. 6-point game. Entry pass to Duckworth. She got open. Had the easy lay-in. Malcolm. Haley back in. Chloe Clardy. Bottom of the net. 26 points on the night for the freshman. Halfway through the fourth quarter.
You're going to need some more of those to keep falling here in these final 4 minutes if you're going to find a way to not just keep pace, but get ahead, chip away at this lead.
Yeah, I mentioned it's going to be on the defensive end, but you need stops, but you've got to have buckets too. Held ball. You stay on this end. Ashanti Backus checks back in, replacing Kalina Foster.
Well, just at the rate that North Little Rock has been able to do pretty much whatever they've wanted in the paint, you really got to have that three ball start falling if you're going to be able to catch back up.
Elbow jumper, no good. Out of bounds. Staying on this end. Aaron Freeman checks back in. 64-59 is our score. 3:15 to play in the fourth quarter. We've had some issues with our stream tonight. Apologies for that. So we're back live on our stream. So what you have missed is North Little Rock taking the lead, but what you are hopefully about to witness is a comeback in these last 3 minutes. Lady Cats have cut it to 3. It's been a while since they've been within one basket, and they are there right now. Down the lane, won't go. Lady Cats in transition. Trailing by 3, Jada Pickens. Haley Malcolm can't get it to fall. Couple of shots at it for the Lady Cats. Trailing by 3, 2.5 to go. The entry pass to Amari Williams. 2 tries at it. Gets the second shot to fall.
Malcolm, of course, playing with 4 fouls, so just not much she can do defensively there.
Chloe Clardy. And 1. Chloe Clardy now with 30 points on the night. Foul is on Aaron Freeman. Lydia York is going to come in replacing Tiana Rector. So the 5 on the court will be Chloe Clardy, Jada Pickens, and Lydia York. All 3 can light it up from outside. Kalina King and Haley Malcolm playing down low. Free throw is good. It is a 2-point game and 31 points for Chloe Clardy.
The other factor, North Little Rock shooting under 50% from the free throw line tonight.
Less than 2 to play. Pickens, whistle for the foul. That will be her 4th. Speaking of fouls, that is the 8th team foul, so 1 and 1, of course, here for North Little Rock. On the other side of the ledger, though, only 3 personal fouls have been called against the visitors, so they've got a ways to go before we'll even get to the free throw line. Only 3 team fouls so far. 1 and 1 opportunity. Free throw is missed. Lady Cats with a chance to tie or take the lead. Clardy. Lydia York for 3. Conway takes the lead. The senior drains the three-pointer. Conway up 67-66. Foul on the offensive end against North Little Rock. Timeout. Lady charging Wildcats. Conway has battled back and taken the lead on a scrappy North Little Rock team tonight. Let's take 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Court.
You got insurance to protect your car against other drivers, but are you protecting it against the muddy disasters it faces every day? Zip's Dirt Insurance has you covered. It gives you unlimited washing at any of our convenient locations, starting at $14.95 a month. That's less than 50 cents a day. Protection to keep your car clean without worrying about muddy mishaps. Zip's Unlimited Wash Club. It's like having dirt insurance for your car. Zip in, zip out, zip on.
Classy students dressed out in all black tonight, except for the ones who aren't dressed out in all black tonight. But that was what the tweet said.
Gotcha.
Wear your black tonight. All right, so here's what's happened. Lady Cats have happened. That's what's happened, is they've come all the way back. They lead by a point now, 67-66. Lydia York, her first 3 points of the night on that basket.
Lady Cats had just one three-pointer in the first half. They've had 4 here in the second half. Of course, earlier, a big three-pointer from Chloe Clardy, and then the biggest shot of the night so far, Lydia York, as they've been able to slowly chip away at that lead.
And the other 2 three-pointers coming deep from Jada Pickens. Well, I don't know what happened there, but an unforced error with 90 seconds to play is giving the basketball back to North Little Rock. And a 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Cats. Was she not in bounds all the way?
They're saying that she touched the line when they gave it back to Lydia York. Her foot was on the sideline.
I bet she didn't mean to do that. If I was guessing, just accident.
I think that's a good guess.
Thanks. 67-66. We did a game last week. A week ago tonight, we broadcast the Conway Christian St. Joseph basketball game. But the last time we did a Lady Cat game, I wasn't here, or a Wampus Cat game. I wasn't here. Mark Oliver sat in, and I was at home making turkey burgers with my girlfriend, watching you guys.
Not sick.
I wasn't sick. No, everything was fine. I took a night off, and thanks to you for stepping in and doing my role, and Mark stepping in and doing your role, and I enjoyed it. It was fun to sit at home and watch you guys. It was an interesting night of basketball. Conway and Bryant always is.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks to Mark for coming up and helping out.
We had a good time.
A couple Friday nights ago. All right, 90 seconds to play. Free throws, 1 and 1 for North Little Rock. If there is a foul on anything but a shot, there's good defense. Free throws coming. So 2 free throws upcoming. North Little Rock has struggled from the free throw line at times tonight.
Yeah, 10 for 22, shooting 45%.
What I meant to say was North Little Rock has struggled from the free throw line all night tonight. Those are the at times, 10 and 22.
It started right in the first quarter. You know, they just got that 1 point. Conway went on an 8-1 run.
Yes.
And then it started to even out a little bit in the second and third, but it's come back to bite them here in the fourth.
Destiny Duckworth at the line, misses the first, hits the second to tie the game at 67. What a good one it's been tonight. Jada Pickens drives the lane, has it knocked away. Tie ball game as we approach the 1 minute mark. Blocked. Haley Malcolm, that was textbook. The outlet to Pickens. Jada
Pickens.
Conway up 69-67.
What a brave play by Malcolm, playing with 4 fouls. Coming in and getting the block on North Little Rock's last possession.
Classy students making lots of noise. Williams, baseline, tie ball game. Pickens gets it across the timeline. Timeout taken by Coach Hutchcraft. 21 seconds to play, tie ball game. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Court.
Education is all about vision. It requires commitment, investment. So we pour ourselves into Conway students and teachers, schools, and scholarships. A brighter future? Now that's powerful. Conway Corp. Always on.
tied at 69. Conway led early, as you mentioned. It was 8-1 early going, and then had a 6-point lead, 18-12 after the first quarter. Trailed by 3, trailed by 5. Lead was stretched out. I don't think I ever got to double figures.
Got to 8.
Got
for
to
sure.
8. Battled back, have taken a lead. Now the game's tied with 20 seconds to go.
And it's a perfect situation. If you're Conway, you got the ball, last 20 seconds, you're playing for the final shot. What do you draw up here, though? Do you draw up something for your star freshman, Chloe Clardy, or do you try and use her maybe as a decoy and draw something open for someone else? A lot of options.
Here's what I think. I trust Ashley Hutchcraft to do a better job of that than I could do. Whatever that is, I will trust her decision-making more than I will trust my own. Because I would say give it to 13 and let her go. But we'll see if she's going to do that or if it's a decoy. 13 seconds. 8 seconds. 5 seconds. Off the screen. Three-pointer for the win. It's overtime. Tied at 69. 60-second break, and we've got overtime next on Conway Court.
You don't wake up thinking about internet speed, electricity, reliability. Your mind isn't on advanced treatment facilities or customizable systems. You don't have to think about any of these things because we do. Conway Corp, always on.
You're watching Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585. Conway's source for local community programming. Here you'll find the Wampus Cats, Conway City Council, here and there featuring local events. Burn and breathe that will get your heart rate up and down. Find new adventures on Away for a Day or grab your sketch pad and draw with Mr. Foy's easel. Plus, learn more about Conway Corp store. We're creating original programming with Conway in mind on Conway Corp, Channel 5 and 585. We're heading to overtime. We are tied at 69. So the way the overtime rules go, 4-minute overtime. Two timeouts for each team. Conway has committed 9 team fouls, so 2 free throws upcoming the rest of the way. Only 4 so far for North Little Rock.
And Conway has 4 players on the court right now with 4 fouls apiece. The other player with 3, so it could be a very interesting last 4 minutes.
Jada Pickens, Haley Malcolm, T. Rector, and Chloe Clardy all playing with 4 personal fouls as we are into overtime. April Edwards. Quick basket to give North Little Rock the lead. T. Rector for 3. So the Lady Cats had a final shot. The decision was Chloe Clardy. Off of the screen from Haley Malcolm, missed the three-pointer. Fimple for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Haley Malcolm continues her big night. 3-on-1. Pickens, and 1. Great dish by Chloe Clardy. Great finish by Jada Pickens. What a night she's having. 15 points tonight for Jada Pickens. And big at the free throw line here, a chance to give Conway the lead. And she does. 72-71.
Jada's just been expending so much energy tonight. You wonder how much could she possibly have left in overtime, and she's showing us.
Edwards. Now, unless it's on 22, somebody's going to foul out. And it's going to be on Haley Malcolm, and she will foul out. 4 Lady Cats that were on the court were playing with 4 personal fouls apiece. Kalena King was in the game with no personal fouls on her. But that is going to be it for Haley Malcolm, and she deserves a big round of applause. What a night for Haley Malcolm, the junior, stepping into the place of the injured Savannah Scott, matched up against a Division I prospect in Amari Williams, and she more than held her own. Tied at 72, Lydia York in place of Haley Malcolm, and Lydia checks in with 3 personal fouls on her. 1-point lead for North Little Rock in overtime. We've played a minute. Clardy found a lane, blocked, but a foul will be called on Amari. Nope, not Amari Williams. Correction, it's Kalina Foster.
Yeah, Amari came in, got clean contact on the ball, but there was contact on Chloe's arm.
Clardy at the line. She's got 31 points tonight.
Into the ball game from Little Rock number 3, Erin Freeman.
Freeman back in.
She's now 5 of 6 from the free throw line.
Second one is missed. Jada Pickens got a hand on the rebound, but it goes out of bounds. And North Little Rock will control it. We're tied at 73.
So here's the challenge for Conway on the defensive end. So many players in foul trouble. Who do you put on Williams? And if you're putting one of your players with 4 fouls, what do you do?
Well, the only player that has fouls to give, really, Lydia York's got 3. I guess we should describe this first. Good defensive end, great offensive end. Lady Cats up 2. Kalena King, number 22, that just committed that foul. That is her first, so she's got fouls to give.
So she's the one that needs to be fouled.
She's the one.
Number 22, Kalina King. Her first.
Freeman,
To shoot 2, Erin Freeman.
3 for 9 tonight at the free throw line.
2-point lead for the Lady Cats. It has been a battle tonight. Bit of a knuckleball coming off of the fingertips of Erin Freeman, but the first one goes through. Second one does as well. Tied at 75, 2.5 to play in the overtime. Clardy sets the offense.
You kind of wonder if Conway is willing to just hold the ball the remainder.
Dribble out these final 2 minutes.
If no one's going to come out and guard her.
This is a good time to mention that the most nervous person in the building is our head football coach. Coach Keith Fimple, whose brother is Daryl Fimple, the head coach for North Little Rock. He said that his dad is here and they were watching, and of course they're rooting for their brother's team and cheering on North Little Rock, but also, of course, he's wearing his Conway colors. And I don't know that he has sat down. I saw him at halftime, and he was walking around, and he was like, "I just got to walk. I got to keep moving." And I've seen him move around the arena, and he's standing over there talking to one of the team doctors right now. So we are, a minute into this? It's obvious that they are going to dribble it down, and what you are seeing is the reason that so many people are saying it's time for a shot clock in high school basketball.
Well, it's a perfect scenario for Conway because they have all their players are pretty much in foul trouble, so they're perfectly willing to run the clock out.
So in that regard, dribble, but there are only so many stories you can tell about Keith Fimple standing talking to Dr. Naylor. Timeout on the court, we'll take it with them. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Court.
We don't schedule the appointments, but we connect them. We don't read the x-rays, but we stream them. We don't handle the procedures, but we power them. Here's to running the things that make business run smoothly. Conway Corp, always on.
Coach Hutchcraft coaching them up, tied at 75. And Levi, you made a great point. As much as, and I would love to see a shot clock in high school basketball just for a lot of reasons. We have seen some ridiculous times where that sort of thing has happened. Because of the situation that the Lady Cats are in, tie game, the foul trouble, and I don't know if we can get one of our camera operators to get a shot. We've got scoreboards on each end, and they do a great job here at the Buzz Bowling Arena, the folks that work the sideline. You can see the number of fouls, the number of points, and the 5 players that are on the court. You can look up there under Conway. There's 3 players with 4. There were 4 players with 4. And so the way that they had to play that out is exactly what they had to do. And again, I trust Coach Hutchcraft to make those calls. 45 seconds to play. There you go. You can see them on the left-hand side there. All those 4s. Those are 3 players with 4 personal fouls apiece. Double team to Lydia York. Final 30 seconds. Chloe Clardy stops. Shot won't go. The rebound on the defensive end to April Edwards. 20 seconds to play. Timeout, Daryl Fimple in North Little Rock. We'll take it with them. 30 seconds and we're back to overtime on Conway Court. Tied at 75, the Lady Cats got the ball into the player who they wanted to have the shot. Chloe Clardy dribbled into the paint, got a shot up, it wouldn't fall. And so now North Little Rock has it. Chance for them to take the lead or win the game. Tied at 75.
And you're gonna see Kalena King guarding Williams for North Little Rock. King really the only player besides Lydia York with fouls to give in this situation. And you expect North Little Rock, they're going to do everything they can to get it down to Williams.
Great shot there, Lydia York, senior, coaching up her teammates. 16 seconds to play. We're tied at 75. Freeman. T. Rector knocked it off over. T. Rector doing T. Rector things. The steal. Timeout on the court. Tawana Rector.
What a play by Rector, getting her hands in there, forcing the deflection, and it just goes off of North Little Rock. She's been thrust into the starting lineup for this Lady Cats team. Wasn't expected to fill that role, but because of injuries, she's been there. And offensively and especially defensively, she's made contributions all season long.
Just thievery. Yeah. I mean, that's just thieving folks down there.
And couldn't have come at a more needed time for these Lady Cats.
That was kind of perfect right there. All right, so we're tied at 75 here. The Lady Cats have the basketball. Coming up later this week, and we'll have the broadcast for you live, Conway playing host to Cabot. What makes that game even bigger is if North Little Rock were to get the win tonight, Cabot's probably going to win. They're playing at Fort Smith Southside. Then we are tied with Cabot in that second spot, which makes Friday night's big anyway, but if you can't pull off this win, that game becomes even bigger. You would love to go into that night with a one-game lead, obviously looking to win all your games at home, which is this stretch that we're in is as tough as it gets. All right, 9 seconds to play. Tied at 75. Conway will throw the ball in right in front of the North Little Rock bench. Tawana Rector will throw it in. Chloe Clardy is fouled. That should be the 7th. And it is. So Chloe Clardy took a pretty big hit there.
Yeah, she's grabbing her face.
So Chloe Clardy.
Wonder if she had any contact to her eyes.
At the line for the Lady Cats.
Now she can take just a second. I don't know if we can get that shot from behind her, but a great look as she's shooting those free throws from behind. There we go. That's a great look at what she's looking at. First one goes. You got to wonder how many baskets she's seen right now. She made it in the one that counts. She's got 35 points and a 1-point lead for Conway. Got them both. 36 for the sensational freshman Chloe Clardy. 77-75. Loose ball, out of bounds. Off of the Lady Cats. Timeout, North Little Rock. Conway leads by 2 with 3.5 seconds to play. Let's take 30 seconds. Back in a moment on Conway Court.
DeBoer Electronics has a new location on 650 Dave Ward Drive, just west of the overpass. DeBoer Electronics has been a trusted name for over 60 years. They offer the most state-of-the-art options for the home theater, outdoor living, and home automation. The certified technicians will provide complete design and installation on mobile systems for your vehicle, golf cart, even your boat. Cutting-edge products with guaranteed installation experts. DeBoer Electronics on 650 Dave Ward Drive, just west of the overpass.
Coach Hutchcraft talking to our Lady Cats. What a gutsy performance tonight by this group. You know, they played against Southside without Savannah Scott and Jake Thomas. Southside's a program that's in a definite rebuilding mode. They're winless on the year, so they were able to go and just out-talent them as much as anything. This stretch, though, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Northside, down a couple of players like that, it's gut check time.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to out-talent anyone, even at full strength, these next 3 games, let alone without 2 of your starters.
All right, here we go. 3.5 to play, 3.5 seconds to play. The entry pass to Williams. She ties it up, and we will go to a second overtime. Tied at 77. We'll take 60 seconds and have our second overtime next on Conway Court.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
So a second overtime, tied at 77 after the first overtime. And the foul situation is still a situation.
Exactly. And how many near misses can you have if you're this Conway team? Chloe Clardy shooting 50% from the field, 36 points for the freshman.
We are in the second overtime, tied at 77. Pass goes through the fingertips of Williams, and there's a foul, and we'll see who it's on. If it's on Tawana Rector, and it is, that is going to be her 5th. So T. Rector is out. Maya Boxley is going to replace her. And Tawana Rector, what a fantastic night. She and Haley Malcolm both. Huge, huge efforts tonight.
She had
a lot of emotion.
One of the plays of the game at the end of that last overtime, getting the ball back for Conway.
Yes. What a gutsy performance. Tied at 77, 10 seconds into the second overtime. Second free throw is good. Chloe Clardy out mid-court.
Now, last time they let it run all the way down to the 1 minute mark.
Looks like they may, well, about the time I think they're going to go fast, they decide against it.
Well, and I think it's a great strategy for Conway because of all the foul trouble.
You have to, yeah.
There's no need, even though you're down by 1, you've got the ball, and you just let the chips land where they may. If North Little Rock's not going to force the issue.
And by contrast, North Little Rock has no one on the floor who has 4. In fact, only 2 or 3 of the 5 have 2 or less. Conway decides to go with the offense here. Lydia York. It's kicked by North Little Rock, so Conway will keep it. 2:49 to play, 2:48 to play. We're in the second overtime. Rebound. Foul's going to be called on Amari Williams. Helena King was able to get the rebound and draw the foul on Williams. That's her 3rd. So now she will join April Edwards, their talented freshman, and Erin Freeman, their point guard. They all 3 have 3, but again, nobody with 4.
King 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight.
Lauren Hill comes in, a little more size. She's got about 5 inches of height on Maya Boxley. Free throw in and out, no good. Still a 1-point lead for North Little Rock. Edwards. Lauren Hill cuts her off. Skip pass out to Fimple. And a bad pass, out of bounds, turnover. It'll be Conway basketball.
Give some credit to Lauren Hill. She is doing everything she can to stay in front of Williams out there.
And now they will substitute Maya Boxley back in for Lauren Hill. So an offense for defense substitution here. And Coach Hutchcraft said don't go too far to Lauren Hill. Set her down right at the end of the bench. She will be going back in. The strategy once again, taking their time. Actually moving into it quicker this time. 2 minutes to play. Conway trails by a point. And the young lady who has the basketball, Chloe Clardy, 36 points on the night, but also playing with 4 personal fouls. She and Jada Pickens both, who have combined for 52 points, are each playing with 4 personal fouls.
And you've seen that play out on the offensive side too. She has not been driving all the way to the hoop.
Right. Boxley for 3. Maya Boxley, the 5'5" sophomore, drains the deep 3. Conway up 2. That shot went halfway down and rolled out. Erin Freeman will go to the line. So another Lady Cat has fouled out. Jada Pickens, with her huge night, has fouled out. 16 points, including some deep threes when the Lady Cats weren't doing anything offensively. It really triggered offensive output in the fourth quarter that brought them all the way back. So the only player now that's left with 4 personal fouls is Chloe Clardy.
It's been a wild game,
I mean, unbelievable. Free throws here for Erin Freeman. 1-point game.
Freeman at one point was 3 for 8. Now she's 6 of 12.
Yeah, she's gotten hot here at the end. Alex Jolivet is in the game. She knocked down a three-pointer. And the officials are not sure exactly what they were talking about. Asking about a timeout, maybe. I believe, yeah, Lauren Hill has got to stay in through the change of the possession. So Lauren Hill still in the game. See Alex Jolivet there. Jog back over past Coach Hutchcraft. Tied at 80.
$80 apiece, Jeff. That's a lot of points.
A lot of points. If you're just joining us, 1:09 to play in the second overtime. The overtimes are 4 minutes, so basically this is the 5th complete quarter that they've played. Pass is knocked away. Kalena King trying to get it to a cutting Chloe Clardy, unable to do so. So North Little Rock has it. Tied at 80. 40 seconds to play. Second overtime. Edwards dribbles in and back out. 30 seconds. Picked up her dribble. Fimple for 3. Missed everything. Foul going to be called on the air ball rebound. Are they going to get Williams? They sure are.
They are, yeah, the reach in.
Amari Williams whistled for the foul. That is her 4th. And free throws upcoming. Tied at 80. And it's Lauren Hill, the 5'10 sophomore, who Coach Hutchcraft tried to pull out of the game for an offense for defense switch. She was unable to. And now at the free throw line, 23 seconds to play. Misses the free throw. North Little Rock with the rebound. 15 seconds to play. Timeout. Coach Fimple wants to talk about it. We'll take half a minute with him here. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway court.
DeBoard Electronics, a trusted name since 1952, is located at 650 Dave Ward Drive, 2 miles west of I-40. DeBoard Electronics offers state-of-the-art options to customize your Yamaha golf cart or your Polaris side-by-side and even your boat. With cutting-edge products, you will look good and sound good when you're cruising the water. So enjoy your time on the lake listening to your favorite tunes thanks to DeBoard Electronics, 650 Dave Ward Drive in Conway.
So we're tied at 80. It has been an entertaining basketball game, to say the least, tonight. And, oh, yeah, we have another game still tonight that features the #1 team in the state.
Oh, yeah.
North Little Rock's boys are ranked #1. Conway's boys are ranked #10.
I don't know if my nerves are gonna be able to go another game.
I hear you. The boys JV game that happened before this one, it almost went to overtime, right? It didn't actually get to overtime, but almost did. This one's gone to 2 overtimes. 14 seconds to play here. North Little Rock gets it into Aaron Freeman. Tied at 80. Freeman, wild shot, won't go. Clardy with the rebound. 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Chloe Clardy! We go to a third overtime. 60 seconds. That says it all right there. 60 seconds and we're back on Conway court.
This is my home. And here's my hot water heater, located right above my living room. And here's the mess it made when it leaked. Really leaked. Kind of throws off the ambiance, don't you think? Well, I stayed calm and called the experts at All Clean Restoration. So here it is, my living room before the water damage and my living room after. Or Or as I like to think, my living room before all clean, my living room after all clean. All Clean Restoration, proudly serving all of Arkansas.
We are Conway's legacy. Just like our family, Conway continues to grow and thrive.
And at Legacy Fencing, we will continue to maintain the level of quality and service that we've provided for the last 2 decades.
From our friendly and helpful office staff to our outstanding installers, to our shop foremen and even our college interns, fencing will not only be our legacy, but yours.
And that's why at Legacy Fencing we say, it's fencing for a lifetime.
So 4 more minutes of girls high school basketball, at least. We go to the third overtime. Chloe Clardy with 36 points. She had the game on her fingertips. Good defensive presence inside, made for a difficult layup. It wouldn't fall. And so Conway and North Little Rock play on. 3 overtimes. Maya Boxley, what a huge three-pointer that she hit. She's in the game. You called a held ball. And North Little Rock's going to have it, I suppose. I mean, I don't suppose. I mean, they are going to have it. That's what they're doing. Aaron Freeman, that's going to be on Lauren Hill. That'll be Lauren's first. So again, the foul situation, it's really changed quite a bit because, well, there have been 3 starters who have fouled out for Conway. Now, Chloe Clardy is playing with 4 personal fouls and 36 points. No one else on the court is in danger of fouling out, at least for Conway. Now, Amari Williams, number 32 for North Little Rock, she has 4 fouls as well.
Conway going to really have to block out here. Freeman has been very erratic at the free throw line.
Missed them both. We're still tied at 80. 3:50 to play in the third overtime. Clardy. Chloe spins. Shot won't go. Williams with the rebound. You know there have got to be some tired legs on the court right now.
Think about Chloe. I don't think she's come out of the game the entire night.
I think you may be exactly right. I don't believe she has. That'll be the second on Hill. And Amari Williams will step to the free throw line.
Personal foul on Lady Cats, number 32, Lauren Hill, second at the line to shoot 2, Amari Williams.
Amari Williams, 23 points on the night. She and Aaron Freeman both across the 20-point plateau tonight for North Little Rock.
And all the hullabaloo, we missed calling out that Clardy double-double tonight, 36 points and 11 rebounds.
Hullabaloo is a good word for it.
Feels like we're getting close to 2 games.
Right, yeah, we're
at a certain point.
We're a quarter and a half extra because they play 4-minute overtime, so this is the third set of that. Clardy in trouble, have to use a timeout. Timeout on the court, we'll take it too. 30 seconds, and we are back on Conway Court.
In 1916, Smith Ford opened its doors in Conway and began building a legacy that today is over a century old and still going strong. Now let's put this into perspective. When Smith Ford started out, their cars looked like this. Today, they look like this. Outstanding customer service. At Smith Ford, they don't just say it, they define it. You just don't live to see 100 unless you're living right, eating right, or selling right. Smith Ford has been doing all 3 since 1916.
Coach Hutchcraft still coaching them up. Lady Cats trailing by 2, 82-80. Saw Savannah Scott there.
I was going to say, it seems like every time tonight that Conway has just been out of it. You know, a break didn't go their way. You thought, there's no way they're going to find a way to keep this thing going. Every time that's happened, they've found a way to make a play. And They're going to be looking to the freshman again.
Clardy with 36 points. 3 minutes to play in the third overtime. They will double team her. Skip pass to Kalena King. Baseline blocked by Williams, out of bounds. Going to stay on this end. Outlet pass off the fingertips of Chloe Clardy was a little too high. She went up to pull it down. Ends up being an easy layup and a 4-point lead for North Little Rock. Lydia York trying to find some open space. The handoff to Clardy, it goes out of bounds. We'll stay with the Lady Cats, the Conway version of the Lady Cats. Alex Jolivet will check in. 2:35 to play. We are in the third overtime. Clardy for three. Chloe, bottom of the net. Makes it a 1-point game. 39 points for the freshman, Chloe Clardy. And a steal. And she will go to the free throw line. Well, you would think the youngest person on the court would still have the most energy, right? She's just a ninth grader.
Right, yeah.
She's fine. She could play this all night long.
She should have fresher legs than anyone,
hey,
right?
And I do think, and our stat program doesn't keep up with it, but I do think that you're correct. I don't remember her being off the court.
I can't remember a time that she's been off the court tonight, and it's just unreal. I mean,
well, they've played with such foul trouble, they have had to have other people off the court, and she's just never been able to rotate out.
Well, and they really couldn't afford to have her off the court just offensively.
40-point night for Chloe Clardy. The legend grows. .41. Conway up by a point, 85-84. Edwards picked up by Jolivet. Alex, yeah, travel. Great job by Alex Jolivet. Talk about making the most of an opportunity. Hits a big three-pointer earlier, and right there, get credit her for the steal as she caused the travel. 2 minutes to play. Conway up a point. The whole bench stood up when Lydia York got the ball in the wing. They thought she was about to let one fly.
Well, there's no rush.
They will get Lydia York for the foul, so she will be playing with 4. She and Chloe Clardy both with 4 personal fouls apiece. Minute 46 to play. Both teams not sure what the, she thought she had 5, but she doesn't. Freeman, wild shot, won't go, and if that is on Lydia York, it's either her or Kalena King, and it's on Lydia York. So here's what the Lady Cats are facing. 2 of their starters out of the game. Not available at all because of injury, and that is Savannah Scott and Jayden Thomas. 4 starters have now fouled out of the game with a minute 36 to play in the third overtime. So your lineup trying to get this victory is Kalena King, Lauren Hill, Maya Boxley, Alex Jolivet, and Chloe Clardy. Well, not the 5 that you would normally think to see on the court.
And to be quite frank, your lineup is Chloe Clardy right now.
41 points for the freshman. Clutch free throws. Gives North Little Rock the lead back, 86-85. 90 seconds to play in the third overtime. Kalena King will hand off to Maya Boxley. She'll give it back to King. Clardy off the screen from Lauren Hill. Three-pointer for Chloe Clardy. The rebound almost came to her. Instead, Duckworth gets it. Destiny Duckworth with the basket and will go to the free throw line. Kalena King whistle for the foul. That's her second. 88-85. We're in the third overtime. And Levi, that was the first time, and it took until the last minute of the third overtime where you really saw what looked to be a little bit of fatigue on Chloe Clardy. That rebound was coming right back to her, and normally she gathers that up and was just unable to get to it. She'll find a second gear here, though, and we'll step to the line.
Yeah, you mentioned it. She just couldn't close and get to that ball in time, and certainly understandable the amount of effort she's put out tonight. Hasn't left the floor. 41 points. She's really the only offensive option on the floor right now. Alex Jolivet hit a three earlier in the game. Maya Boxley, she's got some range, but none of these players can really create their own opportunities out there.
First free throw good. She's got 42 points on the night. 3-point game with just under a minute to play in the third overtime. 43 points. Correction, 42. 89-87, Jolivet on defense. Foul on Alex Jolivet. And free throws are coming.
At the line to shoot two, Aaron Freeman.
Freeman to shoot two. Started off cold, has gotten hotter as the night has gone on. It's a 3-point lead. This is a big one. Could make it a 2-possession game. Rolls off. It's a 3-point lead with 50 seconds to play. A 3 would tie. Clardy. That's Jolivet. Kalena King. Clardy. Dribbles in. Shot won't go. Loose ball, still loose. Conway comes up with it and free throws upcoming. A chance to cut the lead a little with no time going off the clock. It is sheer will at this point. 2 free throws upcoming for Lauren Hill. And that foul is on Amari Williams. That is her 5th. She had 2 on her early, sat out more minutes than she normally sits out. She was a factor throughout once she was on the court, but now she is out. Second free throw upcoming for Lauren Hill.
I know we don't have any authority over this, but I feel like we should be able to just call off school tomorrow. I mean, these players, they need a break. They need a rest.
Well, if we don't have the authority, both free throws missed. 3-point game, big opportunity there for the Lady Cats. Unable to capitalize on it. Free throws upcoming. Could go a long way towards sealing this one up for North Little Rock. The lead is 3, and Erin Freeman at the line. She's got 25 points tonight. 26 points, and the lead is 4. You see Coach Daryl Fimple. It has not been a typical year for a program that's proud. They have struggled at times, and he is always been one of the most animated coaches that we will see play against or coach against for Conway, and no different tonight. All right, let's take 30 seconds while the teams are on the sidelines. We'll come back on Conway Court.
From setting the budget to signing the papers, we guide you through the home buying process and get you the key. Making better happen with First Security.
(91-87), 4-point lead for North Little Rock. We are in the third overtime. It's not often that I wish I could draw on the screen, but this is one of those times where I can tell you this is actually 3 OT. 3 overtimes. That's ridiculous.
It is.
Even
crazy.
if you were here and just walked in, the scoreboard only goes to 4. So it's people still walking in at 8:30 going, girls are in the fourth quarter. Man, that's a lot of points.
91 points in the fourth quarter? That's insane.
Oh, it's not. It's halfway through the 6th quarter. Aaron Freeman makes it a 5-point game. 20 seconds to go. Clardy. Shot won't fall. She commits a foul, and she will foul out. 42 points. Unbelievable night for Chloe Clardy. And we're pretty sure she's walking off the court for the first time tonight. And the Classy students giving her a standing ovation for a 42-point night at Buzz Bowling Arena.
There's really no words to describe what she did here tonight. As a freshman, coming in, you know your team's shorthanded because of injuries. It's been like that pretty much all season, but more so the start of this second half of conference play. And then you got a North Little Rock team that's just, because of the injuries, isn't a very good matchup for this team. And man, this North Little Rock team, give them all the credit. They smelled blood from the start. They played most of the first half without their best player and still maintained a lead. But then you got to give credit to Conway. I mean, they never gave up, and somehow, every time they were down, managed to find a way to get it back to a tie game. It's just been, it's been incredible and insane. It's a tough loss, though.
What a great high school basketball game, though. 94-89. North Little Rock gets the win in 3 overtimes. There's some tired high school basketball players right there. What a night. Didn't go the way we hoped, but still very entertaining. Any final numbers? We've gone over them quite a few as we've gone through. 42 points for Chloe Clardy, and just a tough loss. The Lady Cats fall to 18-5 overall. 18-5 overall. They're now 7-2 in conference play. North Little Rock goes a game over 500 in both the regular season and conference. 12-11 overall and 5-4 in conference play. All right, we will regroup. We will take a few seconds here, which will end up being a few minutes here, as they'll put probably about 10 or 15 minutes on the clock, and we'll take a break here between games, and we'll have a scoreboard, our clock that will come up there in a little while to tell you exactly how close we are to coming back. But what's happening next is the #1 team in the state, North Little Rock, against a scrappy bunch of Wampus Cats that are playing some good ball, and we'll have that play out for you next. That's coming up. Stay tuned. More basketball on the way on Conway Court. Welcome back to Buzz Bowling Arena. It's Jeff and Levi with you, and it has been a great night of basketball already. It didn't end the way we wanted to, but it was entertaining. Final score in overtime, 3 overtimes, 94-89 with North Little Rock getting the win. But it's time now for the guys.
Wait, so you mean we still have another game?
A whole other game to go. Whole other game to go. Starters being introduced now by Tim Roach, who is the public address announcer here at Buzz Bowling Arena. Does a great job. Get those starters introduced for you. DJ Smith, Tracy Steele. Number 4, Bryson Warren, is someone we'll tell you a lot about as the night goes. Spencer Symes is number 13.
And at forward, a 6'10 sophomore, number 32, Khalil Ware.
And Khalil Ware, number 32. 2 of the 5 players we just mentioned have Razorback scholarship offers. Here are the starters for the Wampus Cats.
Wampus Cats. At guard, a 6'4 senior, number 1, Caleb London. At guard, a 5'9 junior, number 11, Bryce Bohannon. At guard, a 5'9 senior, number 5, Chase Boyd. At guard, a 5'11 senior, number 10, Lucas Foster. And at center, a 6'5 junior, number 25, Jaden Williams. The Wampus Cats are coached by Salty Lummy and assisted by Nick Harrell.
Public address announcer Tim Roach handling the starting lineups for your Wampus Cats. Caleb London, Chase Boyd, Lucas Foster, Bryce Bohannon, and Jaden Williams. We mentioned earlier that I wasn't here when we played against Bryant a couple of weeks ago, but what I did see as I was watching Levi and Mark Oliver broadcast the game that night was Bryce Bohannon. First I'd seen of him, and he is in the starting lineup for Coach Salty Long.
It was exciting when he came in that Bryant game because I was not expecting it, and I don't know if he played any the Tuesday before. You know, they were on the road, but yeah, it was nice to see him back, and especially nice to see him in the starting lineup.
So Khalil Ware, number 32, who is jumping center, who did jump center, and did so in a way that was illegal. So Conway's going to get the ball. He has an Arkansas offer in his back pocket. He and Bryson Warren, who wears number 4, both were offered scholarships by Coach Eric Musselman on the same day, which happened to be just 3 days after they played against your Wampus Cats back a month ago. Caleb London, the Arkansas State signee, will backdoor cut and gets the basket. First 2 of the night for the Wampus Cats.
Love to see Caleb get off to a fast start, as last time he was at home, it was just a struggle offensively that night.
This is a North Little Rock team that's the best in the state. They're 17-3 overall. They are 8-0 in conference play, and they are ranked number 1 according to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Your Wampus Cats are 16-5 overall, and 15-5 overall, and 6-3 in 5-3 in conference play, and they are ranked number 10.
And this North Little Rock team, winners of 10 straight, but the last game they played against Central, they were losing, trailing for most of that game, and then scored 25 points in the fourth quarter, able to come from behind and win that one. I love the quote from Central coach Brian Ross is, it's like, yeah, they're good. There's a reason they've won 10 in a row. They're good.
Caleb London's shot is no good. Coach Johnny Rice walking the sideline there in front of the charging Wildcats.
I got to say something pretty cool about Coach Rice. I saw it during the pregame warm-ups, or during the starting announcement of the starters. Actually, Stats pointed this out. Coach Rice was there to shake the Conway starters' hands. Usually it's the assistant coach doing that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Three-point basket is no good by Sims. Lucas Foster. Entry pass to Caleb London. Caleb. 2 tries at it. The second goes. Too high. Yeah, this North Little Rock team is playing some good ball. They are, by 2 games, the top team in the 6A Central. Northside, which lost at Bryant on Friday night, they are 6-2 and they are 2 games behind. Conway is in 3rd place by themselves at 5-3. Cabot, Bryant, and Little Rock Central all 4-4. Catholic and Southside look to be the 2 that will be on the outside looking in when it comes to state tournament time. Chase Boyd here at the line.
Last time these teams played, it was a 74-58 win for North Little Rock. at North Little Rock, and it was a game that was relatively close, and then North Little Rock kind of pulled away in the fourth quarter. But historically, the last 2 seasons, Conway has had this North Little Rock team's number.
Yes.
And so you just kind of wonder, being at home tonight, you're building off some success. You shook off that Central loss from a few weeks ago. You beat Bryant at home last week. Maybe you have a chance to knock off the number 1 team in the state.
DJ Smith, you mentioned that Little Rock Central game. He had 17 that night. Second leading scorer for the Charging Wildcats. Bohannon whistled for the foul. That's his first. Bohannon to a wide open Lucas Foster. 7-2 in favor of your home-standing Wampus Cats. Bryson Warren. Three-point game. Inside to Jaden Williams. Jaden can't get it to go. Khalil Ware, who is 6'10", affected the shot. Steal in the lane. Jaden Williams gets the rebound. Alley-oop. Couldn't get it. A couple of tries at it. That's steal. Hand off to Bryson Warren. Bryson from 14. Soft shot will go. He's played the last couple of off seasons with Blake Griffin's AAU team out of Oklahoma. NBA star, the Detroit Pistons. Warren is a good one. He's 6'1". He's a freshman. He is the first freshman to ever start for North Little Rock. Wow. You think about that. They've had some great players who have come through there.
Yeah.
But it's been only since the 15-16 season, according to the story that I read, that the AAA has allowed freshmen to play, but it seems like I remember some freshmen playing earlier than that, but the research stated that. But
well, I'm glad it happened in time for Chloe
him.
Clardy.
Well, yeah, for Chloe Clardy. Well, that's who I was thinking about. I thought about Savannah Lowe. It feels like she was a 9th grader before the 15-16 season.
That's true. She was on that 2014 team.
Yeah. Skip pass. Shot up. Second try at it is good. Sims with the basket. I called him Spencer Symes during the I think I've called him Spencer Symes his whole career because it's S-I-M-E-S, and I think that's supposed to be Symes, but it's Sims. 8-7. North Little Rock on top by a point. Bryce Bohannon. The athlete getting to the basket.
But you can't coach speed.
No. Jaden Williams.
Oh, man.
Now, was he wearing the headband?
He was not.
Okay, I like that.
He was not, but let me tell you, a name that I got to say a lot, filling in for you during that Bryant game a week ago, was Jaden Williams. And it was fun.
Yeah, he had a great night.
He had such a breakout game. It was a fun one to watch.
It's 17 points and 14 rebounds. Warren's free throw is good.
Things have slowed down a little bit the last minute or so, but I'll tell you what I've liked that I've seen so far in this first quarter is Conway running up and down the floor a little more than what we've seen.
A couple substitutes come in as Paul Harris, sophomore sharpshooter, checks in, number 4. And also in Kyler Spencer. Kyler, the 6'5 freshman, get matched up with Khalil Ware, their 6'10 post player. Lucas Foster knocks down the three-pointer. Khalil Ware tied at 12. Chase Boyd. Entry pass was intended for Kyler Spencer, but it was stolen away. The dish and the dunk there by Tracy Steele. 14-12. North Little Rock up. London. Caleb pulls it down and finds Paul Harris. Good to see Paul back. He missed some time because of an injury. Had a concussion. Just set out a little bit of time. He provides another shooter for Coach Longing. Caleb London. Three-pointer won't go. Rebound to Lucas Foster. 1 point lead for Conway. 2 minutes to play in this first quarter.
Foster streaking early tonight.
In and out, no good. The Ware, follow. The Ware, follow. Both no good. Foul going to be called on Paul Harris.
Checking in on Twitter tonight, 5 Sports Live. We're getting a lot of interactions tonight. Of course, that 3 overtime girls game.
Yeah.
Bobby Swafford, 5 News. He said
Smith.
7 quarters is so much better than 4.
Xavier Robinson checks in.
Now, I don't want to jinx anything, Jeff.
But
could you imagine if we had another overtime game tonight? It might be tomorrow before we go home.
Khalil Ware. All right, at 9 p.m. I got to go back and listen to the tape in case we have to have some discipline. 16-15. We're actually, this was bound to happen. Sims with the steal and the bucket. We've had some very early nights.
Yeah, we've been
regards of high school basketball.
Really lucky, yeah. Now, one of them was because we started early.
Yes. First game of the year, they had to start it off early because of some weather. 18-15, it's been a fast-paced first quarter so far. We'll take a break, 30 seconds, and we are back on Conway Corp. Eighteen to 15 is our score.
Personal foul on charge of Wildcats, number 32, Khalil Ware. His first team
Kyler Spencer at the free throw line. Ware whistled for the foul. Substitutions coming in for North Little Rock. Otis Jordan, Craig Collier both check in, and Yabangi Tim also checks in. Yeah, they got a 6'7" guy that comes off the bench. He was the #1 team in the state.
Well, when I talked to Coach Longing way back in early January before the conference season started, and he started talking about just how brutal this conference is, you know, yet again, he talked about North Little Rock, and he mentioned how, you know, some years they've got a good inside game, some years they've got a good outside game, but they just haven't seemed to have both in the same year, even though they've had a lot of success. But he said this year, and you heard Coach Brian Ross say this on Friday, this year they can do it all, and it just makes them a really formidable and scary opponent.
Xavier Robinson. Whistle. Offensive foul.
The official on the baseline seemed ready to call a defensive foul, but deferred to the other referee.
We don't normally try to give the referees the benefit of the doubt on much. That's kind of part of being a broadcaster. But, speaking of people who didn't come off the court in that 3 overtime game, those 3 guys didn't at all.
Right.
And they are back at it now for a second game. So hopefully they're staying well hydrated and cut them a little bit of slack if they are slow on some calls tonight. Inside to Xavier Robinson, knocked away. Going back the other direction. The follow by Ubangi Tim. And it's going to be 22-16. North Little Rock leading by 6 at the end of the first quarter. All right, we will take 60 seconds here and come back with the second quarter next on Conway Court.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
DeBoard Electronics, a trusted name since 1952, is located at 650 Dave Ward Drive, 2 miles west of I-40. DeBoard Electronics offers state-of-the-art options to customize your Yamaha golf cart or your Polaris side-by-side and even your boat. With cutting-edge products, you will look good and sound good when you're cruising the water. So enjoy your time on the lake listening to your favorite tunes thanks to DeBoard Electronics, 650 Dave Ward Drive in Conway.
(22-16) is our score. And we do certainly want to apologize for issues that we've had tonight with our stream. We know that many of you have tried to watch, and it's been a little difficult watch tonight at times. And there is no one more aware of that than we are, I promise you. And we are doing what we can with what we're able to tonight. And it is something that we will have fixed before Friday night when Conway plays host to Cabot, and then next Tuesday night when Conway plays host to Fort Smith Northside. So again, our apologies, and we appreciate you watching and sticking with us and being patient while we're trying to work through all this. It's a 6-point lead as we're into the second quarter now for North Little Rock.
And a lot to like in that first half, or in that first quarter rather. If you're a Conway fan, just great shooting, 50% from the field, 8 points, led by Lucas Foster. 2 for 2 3-point shooting, but North Little Rock just shooting a little bit better in that first quarter.
Warren. Caleb London gets the rebound on the defensive end. Out to Chase Boyd. Great use of the body to get around the defender. Caleb London got the basket. He fell on that hand and came up. He's still shaking that right hand a little bit. We'll see how it affects the shot. A little strong on the free throw. We'll keep an eye on that and see if he keeps flexing that hand or shaking it. 4-point lead, 22-18. Good pass, but not a good catch by Etim. 7 minutes to play in the first half. It's 22-18. London out to Lucas Foster. He hit a couple in the first quarter. Couldn't get that one to fall. Charge. Going back the other way. Mario Frazier will be whistled for it.
Wampus Cats playing with just a little bit more energy and faster pace than what we've seen in the first half of conference play. I kind of like it.
6.5 to go, first half. Xavier Robinson, Chase Boyd, Lucas Foster, Caleb London. Those 4, along with Jaden Williams, the 5 on the court for Coach Longing.
Personal foul on the Charging Wildcats, number 11.
Going to be the second quick foul here on Mario Frazier. Caleb London at the line. He just missed his free throw attempt, a little strong after landing on that right hand. Start on the first attempt there. Khalil Ware checks in. See if Caleb can dial it up here. That wrist is bothering him, I'm afraid. Those last 3 free throws have not looked like his normal stroke. Xavier Robinson made a move to the basket, couldn't get it in. Loose ball, going to be off of Caleb London. So Bryson Warren knocks it off of him.
I'm sure you mentioned this about Ware, but stats also pointed it out to me again. The fact that 6'10" and just a sophomore.
Oh, no, I didn't mention this. Just a sophomore. Yeah,
Which means we get to see him for a few more years.
Yeah, these 2 guys that got the Razorback offers a few days after we played them the first time. Yeah, 9th grader and a 10th grader. Sims with the basket.
Kind of reminds you a bit of Jalen Williams for Northside.
Yeah, he's got that size. And I was reminded of the last really big guy that we saw like this come through, Mitchell Smith, who was from Van Buren.
Yeah.
And now is playing for Missouri. I saw him a couple of days ago when they played the Razorbacks. And I remember that guy.
Got to see him quite a bit back when we were in the same conference with Van Buren there for
Mitchell
a bit.
Play quite a bit. 24-18, entry pass. Jaden Williams can't get it to fall. And 1. Craig Collier able to get to the basket and will go to the free throw line.
Speaking of Jalen Williams and Northside, we mentioned in the girls' game, of course, Northside not playing tonight. They were supposed to come down to Central Arkansas and play Little Rock Central, but that game has been moved out a day because of the flu. But Northside coming off kind of a confounding loss on Friday to Bryant, 67-44.
Yeah, that a game that they were handled by the Hornets. Boyd. That's Robinson. Inside to Jaden Williams, trying to get going. Lucas Foster, he's got the range. Third one of the night, 11 points total for Lucas Foster. First Wampus Cat into double figures. Travel? Nope, gonna call a foul. Classy students disagree. Kyler Spencer and Bryce Bohannon check in.
Things are a little too quiet here in the second
I'm telling
quarter.
you, that third overtime or 3 overtime game, I think just zapped everybody. Energy just shot. (28-21). 4.5 to play in the second quarter. Free throw's good. 29-21. Foster. He's been the hot hand so far. Give and go to Williams. Spencer battling underneath. Foster rise and shoot, no good. Kyler Spencer saves it to Bryce Bohannon. The left hand. 6-point game. Collier. Too strong. They're going to get the freshman Kyler Spencer.
Thing you're noticing with this North Little Rock team is just how quickly, whether it's off of a Conway make or miss, how quickly they're pushing it back up the court. I'm trying to come in and provide what they call color. I don't have time to. North Little Rock just pushing it back down court.
I think I used all my words in that earlier game, so whatever you got.
I know, right?
Good to go. Whew. Follow is good by Craig Collier. Just lead back to 8. Goaltending. When you're 6'10", I bet you that happens.
Right? I don't know.
I
would imagine you're more likely to commit that than maybe like a 5'8" player would be.
Sims. Kyler Spencer's going to be whistled for the foul. This is one of those times, and it may be, I've only seen the team play a couple of times, so I don't know if it's been happening more or less, but with both Kyler Spencer and Jaden Williams on the court at the same time, he'll have to come off here because of the foul.
You know, I don't recall many times where we've seen them on the floor together. Of course, the Bryant game at home last week, Jaden Williams, as amazing of a game as he had, it didn't look like he was headed for that, as he having a good little play right there, as he got in early foul trouble in that Bryant game. So there haven't been a lot of opportunities to put them on the court together.
Got in those early foul trouble, but then ended up scoring 17 with 14 rebounds. Bryce Bohannon just had him on a string there.
You know that feeling you get when you're watching Bryce on the football field and he gets the ball in open space?
Yep. I know it well.
It's that same feeling you get when he's dribbling the ball. He just makes it look like he's gliding out there. And the ability to stop and cut at any point, it's impressive.
First one good. 5-point game with 3 minutes to play.
Guys, we gotta shoot another one here. Everybody but Bryce and the official were not on the same page.
It's been a long night. First one is, the second free throw no good, off the front of the rim. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Between the circles, that's DJ Smith. To Jordan. That's Bryson Warren. In and out, no good. The offensive rebound and the follow for Bryson Warren, the 6'1" freshman. He's got 8. Bryce Bohannon loses control of it, coming back the other way. Out of bounds, Conway basketball. So the Cats trail by 7, 2.5 to play in the second quarter. This North Little Rock team, the #1 team in the state. 17-3 overall, 8-0 in the conference, and winners of 10 in a row. Foul on Otis Jordan. Conway will play host to Cabot on Friday. Cabot, a game behind Conway, going into tonight's action in the 6A Central. Everybody jockeying for position. We're just a few weeks away from the state tournament in Bryant. Caleb London got his hands on the offensive rebound. Loose ball. Timeout. Yep, they got it. That's good play there by the Wampus Cats to get the basketball back. 2:10 to play, 2:09 officially to play in the first half. We will take a break with the teams on the court. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp.
This is my home. And here's my hot water heater, located right above my living room. And here's the mess it made when it leaked. Really leaked. Kind of throws off the ambiance, don't you think? Well, I stayed calm and called the experts at All Clean Restoration. So here it is, my living room before the water damage and my living room after. Or as I like to think, my living room before All Clean, my living room after All Clean. All Clean Restoration, proudly serving all of Arkansas.
35-28 is our score. A couple of minutes to go before halftime.
You mentioned Conway having that one-game lead at the 3 seed over Cabot, Bryant, and Little Rock Central, all at 4-4. Makes that Bryant win a week ago even more important. And then, of course, Conway's already beaten Cabot once on the road this year. You got Cabot coming to town this Friday. But after a kind of a slow start and after that just weird Central game we had, Conway's found a way to try and right the ship again. And that 3 seed feels attainable as we go down the stretch here in the second part of conference play.
Sims along the baseline. The reverse layup goes. Jaden Williams with a nice move on the other end. About 90 seconds to play in this first half. Boyd over to Harris. Foster can't get it to go. 37-30. As we approach halftime, the number 1 team in the state got the 9-point lead over your Wampus Cats.
You can see in some of the body language from your Wampus Cats tonight, just a little disjointed, a little frustrated. It seems like everything's going down for North Little Rock.
London. 2 tries at it. Kick back out. Harris to Boyd. Chase Boyd thought about the 3. Kicking it back to him. Now he'll shoot it. Got it. Chase Boyd, good to see that from the 5'9" senior. Khalil Ware. That was all very odd. Ended up in 2 points
it really
for North
looked,
Little Rock.
Really looked like Ware was out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
When he had the ball.
Pass goes out of bounds, and with 3 seconds to go, North Little Rock's going to have the final shot at it here, leading by 8.
Coach Longing still trying to get the ref's attention about that Ware play.
It's going to be a charge, which will be player control foul, so there should not be free throws upcoming. The only thing they could do is maybe put time back on the clock, but I don't believe they will. That ought to be halftime. Get the official call here. Everybody's tired. Nobody's indicating anything. All right, it's halftime. 41-33 is our score. Time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show.
Education is all about vision. It requires commitment, investment. So we pour ourselves into Conway students and teachers, schools, and scholarships. A brighter future? Now that's powerful. Conway Corp. Always on.
All right, 41-33 is our score, and once again, we want to express our apologies for some issues that we're having with the stream tonight. It is simply some internet issues that are happening here, and well, as you know, that's our job. we broadcast these games, but Conway Corp is also the company that provides you with reliable electricity and safe water and technology services, and our crews are working
as quickly as they can to get this issue fixed, and it is certainly our apologies. We know there's a lot of you who are trying to watch tonight and a level of frustration trying to get to see those games. And so, again, our apologies for that. Thanks for sticking with us, and just know that that we are working behind the scenes to get that fixed while we are still recording the broadcast to replay at a later date, because a lot of folks watch these games later, and we wanted to be able to still do that. So even though the stream isn't producing like it should, we wanted to get a broadcast at all of the game for folks to be able to watch at a later date. So a little housekeeping handled there, and we'll get back to the game at hand. 41-37 as we start here in the second half. Nice little beginning of the half for the Wampus Cats, playing within 4 points of the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah, Wampus Cats shot 50% overall in the first half and 4 for 7 from the three-point line. So hopefully that trend can continue. We just need to get some stops, and which we've gotten a few here to start the third quarter.
Yeah, got a minute and a half's worth of stops and got 6 straight points. Cut the lead to 2, 41-39. That's Sims. Lucas Foster on him. Lucas had a good first half offensively, scoring 11 points.
Yep, only Wampus Cat in double figures in the first half. 3 for 5 from the three-point line.
43-39. That's Caleb London. Caleb, strong to the basket. It's blocked by Khalil Ware. Pass to Warren. Easy layup. They can score quickly.
You know, heard so much about their inside-outside game, but what you didn't really hear about was how good they've been in transition.
And, oh, yeah, they have another 6'7" player. They have 6'10" Khalil Ware, who checks out. And then a 6'7" Ubon Etim, who played in the first half. And now a 6'7" Leighton Shepard, who is on the court now. So they have a definite size advantage. Caleb London with the basket. 4-point game. 16-footer is no good. Rebound goes out of bounds off of North Little Rock. 5:04 to play in the third quarter.
And if you're wondering why, you know, crowd's kind of thinned out a little bit, it's a little quiet, it's because it's 9:30
Yeah,
real time here.
If you're watching this game later.
It's a school night.
It is a school night, and folks is tired. We need the 5 guys in white on the court, though, to find a second gear. Chase Boyd, deep 3, too strong. He needed a little less of a gear. Blocked, Foster. The second attempt is good by Sims. Bryce Bohannon, and Jaden Williams cleans it up. Jaden has definitely got himself into basketball shape and basketball mindset, and he's a good one. It's fun to watch him play on both the field and the court. 4:19 to play in the third quarter. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp.
We are Conway's legacy. Just like our family, Conway continues to grow and thrive.
And at Legacy Fencing, we will continue to maintain the level of quality and service that we've provided for the last 2 decades.
From our friendly and helpful office staff to our outstanding installers, to our shop foremen and even our college interns, fencing will not only be our legacy, but yours.
And that's why at Legacy Fencing we say, it's fencing for a lifetime.
Hey, the Courtside Cats, they've got class tomorrow too, and they're here doing their thing.
They are here. We talked about it quite a bit at the Bryant game with Mark. It's just adds such a different dynamic to your basketball Tuesdays or Fridays in conference play.
47-43. If you think your alarm is going off, it's not. That's someone else's alarm that's near here.
Justin was trying to find his phone. I guess he's down the court shooting.
Oh, okay.
I guess he didn't know where his phone was, and
we found it.
It's just up here by his computer.
Where he left it. And I never know. Like last week when we were doing the game, when the spirit stick fell, I never know what people can hear versus what we can hear, and so.
Well, I will say our audio equipment over the years has, since we've gotten these new headsets.
Yeah, these are great.
However long it's been, you hear so much more than we ever used to hear. I'll tell you that.
Right?
It's incredible.
So I'm sure there are folks watching everywhere, and as if it hasn't been a rough enough night to watch. They're like, what alarm is going off? Where is that? Someone turned that thing off. It was here. We're good. 47-44. It's a 3-point game. It's North Little Rock team. Again, what's at stake for them? Got a 10-game winning streak. They're the #1 team in the state. The outlet to Bryce Bohannon. Good luck catching him. 1-point game, 47-46. He's pretty quick down the court, too. DJ Smith.
That's what I'm saying. You can barely celebrate before North Little Rock's already back down on the other end.
Jaden working hard. Whistle. They're going to call it on Jaden Williams. That will just be his first. He will come out of the game as Kyler Spencer checks in, as well as Paul Harris.
Coach Longing looking for the explanation of what exactly did Jaden do there.
Knocked away. Good defense by Caleb London. Caleb, easy layup. I believe Kyler Spencer's pass was intended for someone else. So does Caleb get the steal? The pass wasn't intended for him. It's a 1-point game again, 49-48. That's DJ Smith. Step back three. Front of the rim, no good. Warren, his follow won't go. Kyler Spencer, the freshman, comes out of there with it. Wampus Cats a chance to take the lead. Boyd dribbles in, off the glass and in. And the Wampus Cats have come all the way back and taken the lead, 50-49. They trailed by 8 at halftime. Travel. Xavier Robinson is in. So the Cats have the ball, lead by 1. Spencer to Lucas Foster. Working hard. Kyler Spencer sets a little pick. The three-pointer is off the front of the rim. No good by Caleb London. Wow. Quick down the court by Otis Jordan, not able to do anything with it. Lucas Foster, good idea, but the travel.
It's definitely been one of those nights where you're not getting away with that.
No.
But it's been consistent all the way from the girls' game through this guys' game as well.
That's Sims. Harris almost got his hand on that. They've got 2 of their 6'7" guys on the court together. Otis Jordan stops. Good ball movement and good patience by Johnny Rice's charging Wildcats. You mentioned the way he handled the pregame introductions and shaking the hands with the starters for the Wampus Cats. Normally you see an assistant coach handle that duty. I was there for a 9th grade game at North Little Rock, earlier in the, I guess it was last week, and I noticed that he was the one wheeling the balls away after halftime and after the pregame shoot around at halftime, and then as soon as the game was over, he was getting the scoreboard and getting the clock and everything, and just doing it all. Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Kyler Spencer's three-pointer. Man, that looked good. We'll go to the fourth. Good third quarter for the Wampus Cats as they take an 8-point deficit, turn it into a 1-point deficit. We'll take 60 seconds and come back on Conway Court.
In 1916, Smith Ford opened its doors in Conway and began building a legacy that today is over a century old and still going strong. Now let's put this into perspective. When Smith Ford started out, their cars looked like this. Today, they look like this. Outstanding customer service. At Smith Ford, they don't just say it, they define it. You just don't live to see 100 unless you're living right, eating right, or selling right. Smith Ford has been doing all three since 1916.
From setting the budget to signing the papers, we guide you through the home buying process and get you the key. Making better happen with First Security.
Well, if you'd have told me that at the start of the third quarter that we'd have a 1-point game at the start of the fourth quarter, I don't know that I would have believed you. Things weren't trending that way. But sure enough, that's happened, and it's 51-50. Conway trails by a point.
Yeah, Conway outscored North Little Rock 17-10 in that third quarter, and a lot of that happening in that first 90 seconds of the third quarter. They had a few steals and got a quick 6 points. See if they can keep that momentum going in these final 8 minutes. Chance to take down the #1 team in the state. We've seen North Little Rock come to Conway as the #1 team recently, and the Wampus Cats being able to take care of business.
That little tricky play where you throw it off the back of somebody that you didn't come to the game with and you score. They did that.
Yeah.
Tricksters. There is a point guard for the UCA Sugar Bears named Taylor Sells that does that about twice a game. It is, I'm like, how do they not know this is coming? Because they turn their back and she throws it off of them at least twice a game. Well, a quick little spurt there for the Charging Wildcats, and they lead now 55-50. And it is a full timeout, so we'll take 30 seconds with the teams on the court here. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Court.
Helton's Wrecker U-Haul has the service you need. Whatever the automotive problem, Helton's has the diagnostics to repair it. If you're moving across town or across country, Helton's is your #1 choice for U-Haul in Conway. We have a wide selection of packing supplies for every aspect of your move. Also, we sell and install hitches. Call 327-4696 for a quote. At Helton's Wrecker U-Haul, we are always on our toes. Give us a call at 327-7681.
All right, 55-50. We got them right where we want them, right, Levi? maybe not.
I don't know. I kind of liked when we had them 1 point behind us, but listen, if these Wampus Cats have taught me anything over the last 2 years especially,
yes,
it's that they're never really out of games. You know, we saw it even with the Central game. They were down double digits in that game,
yes,
shooting horribly, and still found a way to get within 3. And we've kind of seen a similar thing play out tonight, although Conway, overall in the night, they've shot really well. It's just North Little Rock's been just a smidge better tonight.
7 minutes to play. Conway finds themselves trailing by 5 now. And North Little Rock coming back the other way. Stretches the lead back out to 7. Sims with the basket. I'm afraid the Cats are going to find themselves in a position that they can't waste too many possessions as they have a turnover. catch a break here, so they'll come back the other way.
In the ballgame for the Wampus Cats, number 25.
It doesn't feel this way, but believe it or not, both teams with 8 turnovers before that turnover just happened.
Okay.
It feels like North Little Rock hasn't had any, and Conway's had, about their
More
normal
than that, yeah.
amount. That's not how it's playing out on paper. But you're right, Jeff. 7-point lead, as disciplined and fundamentally sound as we've seen this North Little Rock team to be.
Yeah.
They just don't really beat themselves on that many possessions.
London, good move in the lane, can't get it to go. Jaden Williams, though, will clean it up. Almost a steal. Instead, it's a layup by Warren and one.
And that's kind of been the overall feel tonight. You've seen some body language from your Wampus Cats in the first half, especially. North Little Rock would come down and get a quick shot, and it seems like you had them well defended and they'd still get it in. You just kind of sag your shoulders a little bit, but that's really been pretty much the story of this game. North Little Rock has just had everything seemingly falling their way.
Eight-point lead. Back to what it was at halftime. Skip pass to Robinson. If anybody can get hot, it'd be him. Bohannon. Bryce Bohannon all the way to the basket. Back down to 6. Robinson with the rebound. London. Robinson. Open in the corner. Instead, it's London. And one.
14 points now for the senior.
And a chance to make it a one-possession game. So Caleb London with 14, as you mentioned. Bryce Bohannon with 14. Lucas Foster with 11. Has it been a quiet 14 points for you for Bryce Bohannon?
That's literally what I was just thinking in my mind. I don't know if you could read the back of my head staring up at that scoreboard.
Does
over
stats
there.
have him at 14 points also?
Yeah.
Really? I'll be
It's
darned.
just because he scores so quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
We probably missed 6 points. We just didn't even see it.
Because how quick he is.
He flashed so quickly.
I had to look down to see who 11 was. I thought, well, wait a minute. 11's Bryce Bohannon. He scored 14 points.
I thought he was number 20.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing, too. I need these guys to wear the same number in all their sports. Boyd. This is a good defensive team. Foster for 3. Back of the rim, no good. Transition bucket for Bryson Warren.
I know I've said this at least twice tonight. But seriously, they are so good in transition.
Yes. London to Bryce Bohannon. Back to London. Spins on the baseline. They're calling for the foul.
Offensive foul. Caleb London. That's his second personal.
And that might be the dagger right there, as that 8-point lead extends to 11. First time it's been double digits tonight. Conway had a 1-point lead late in the third quarter and now trailed by 11.
And 13. And a timeout on the court. 69-56, 3 minutes to play. We will take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp.
Centennial Bank builds relationships. That's why our bankers roll up their sleeves to support Conway and Faulkner County. They are folks you know and value for mortgages, business loans, and all your personal banking needs. Community involvement and exceptional service from people you know. That's the Centennial Bank way. Centennial Bank's legacy started right here in Conway and is still growing. Centennial Bank, building legacies, one relationship at a time.
There's the maestro. Did you see that? It was the maestro. There he is, right there, of the Courtside Cats. Courtside Cats have earned their keep tonight. It's been a long night.
I want to be the maestro of something.
Oh, you are the maestro, my friend.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know what of.
Of something. We'll just say something.
You're the maestro. You know more about, I mean, all the Star Wars stuff. All the movies. Were you happy with the Oscars? Have you seen Parasite? Let's just cut to the chase. Have you seen Parasite?
I haven't seen Parasite, so
Okay.
I can't say that I was unhappy and it be valid because I haven't seen the movie. But surprisingly, I'd seen 4 of the 9 movies this year, which is kind of remarkable for me.
What have you seen?
Saw 1917.
Yes.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Haven't seen that one.
Joker.
Yeah.
And there was a 4th one. I can't remember.
Yeah.
The 4th one was.
And the 4th one. What'd you think of that 1917?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's a one shot, you know.
Well, it was like 5-ish one-shots, but
way to ruin it.
Some spoilers.
No, it was pretty incredible. And the only reason we're talking about the Oscars is because it's 69-56. All of a sudden, how'd that happen?
I know.
I was answering a complaint, and then I looked up, and this had happened.
Well, they trailed by 1 heading into the 4th quarter, and it just got out of hand in these last few minutes. Because mainly, it was like 2 or 3 consecutive turnovers by the Wampus Cats. And we're in a late dagger three-pointer earlier, and now it just continues.
71-56. This will be one of those nights that the final score will not be truly indicative of how close the game was.
It's kind of a mirror of the first time these teams played, honestly.
Yes. Lucas Foster. Good look at that 3 and drained it. He joins Bryce Bohannon and Caleb London, all with 14 points. 71-59, final 2 minutes of the game. Sims will be fouled. We'll get Caleb London for it, and that is his 3rd.
Number 1, Caleb London, his 3rd, team 4th.
Warren off the glass, no good. Sims with the offensive rebound to Ware. The little Ware.
Well, I have apologized to my wife. It's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those rare nights that I will
That's
not
late.
be home before 10. Rare for basketball, not as rare for football.
Right. That's every Friday night during the fall. London's three-pointer a little strong. Jaden Williams, the offensive rebound. Both of these Conway teams get another crack at it Friday night. Cabot will be in town. We will have the broadcast for you, and if you have been patient enough to stick with us through the night, we will be, I've called a meeting for 8:15 in the morning for us to start figuring out how to make sure our stream is good and solid on Friday night.
And this Conway team, they're going to have to put this one behind them quickly because Cabot, you imagine they probably won tonight.
Probably.
Playing Southside. So they're going to come in tied in the wins and loss columns in 6A Central play. Now, of course, Conway has the edge because they beat Cabot earlier in January. But if Cabot can come in here and upset the Wampus Cats, you go from that 3 seed to that 4 or 5 seed very quickly.
Another foul going to be called on Caleb London, I believe. They will get Caleb again. It's his 4th.
He was inspired by all the Lady Cats that fouled out in the first game.
Yeah, man, what a mess that was. And if you're joining us and you're watching this on the delayed basis, and we sound like we've been here all night, there's some reason for that. We had 3 overtimes in a thrilling girls basketball game earlier tonight. Didn't go our way as North Little Rock got the win in triple overtime, but still an exciting night of basketball.
It was one of those games where I'm not even mad.
I'm the same, yeah.
You know, it was just such a fun, unbelievable experience that, you know, I'm not even mad.
And in this game, you know, guys played tough. They hung in as long as they could, and it just took a few moments of North Little Rock kind of flexing their muscle, and that was the difference.
Conway Wampus Cats led tonight by Caleb London with 16 points, Lucas Foster and Bryce Bohannon each with 14, and Jaden Williams, another strong effort for the junior center, 8 points tonight and 5 rebounds.
We appreciate you watching. Thank you again for your patience. Our apologies for the issues with the stream if you've been trying to watch that tonight. If you're watching this on tape delayed basis, then you probably had no issues at all watching it, and we hope that you're able to enjoy the broadcast altogether. My thanks to our crew. Great job tonight. I know it was a lot of tough circumstances, and they're the best in the business. I appreciate them more than they will probably ever know. We'll see you Friday night here live against Cabot, and then a week from tonight against Fort Smith Northside. It's 2 big games coming up over the next week. We appreciate you watching on Conway Corp.